where the citizens are able to protect themselves and
Okay, let's see if this works now. We should be live. There we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the video again. We are going to be doing this again. Someone falsely reported us on YouTube. So like I said, we are doing this again. And y'all won't like it, but I'm not backing down and I'm not shutting up. So you're going to have to deal with that. Okay, let's go ahead and get on it. Here we are. What we're going to have to do, though, we're going to have to make this smaller. Way smaller. Way smaller. There we go. We're going to have to make this pretty small, but we'll be able to react to it. We should be able to react to it. Yeah. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're almost ready. 100%. Again, there is a lot of unwritten rules on YouTube. These people make multiple accounts and fall asleep at mass report. You shut up. Shut you up. Yeah. There's always a word. Yeah. I think we just have to make this smaller so it's a false claim. Let's see here. We'll go to image, and then we'll go here. We're just gonna put something in the background so that what they're saying isn't true. Here we go. I believe this is it right here. Yep, this is it. Great. Great. And then that back there. And then we just put this here, and this should block that from happening again. Great. Okay, how many people do we have in the chat? We have 11 people in the chat. Let's go ahead and get this started.
You would be, well, does this make women with IUDs murderers? Because it is the case that in some scenarios, an IUD will allow for conception to occur, meaning there's a unique human life there, but it will prevent its implantation, intentionally killing it.
Well, no, preventing implantation is not necessarily the same thing as terminating a fertilized egg. For example, if you take Plan B, again, it's not the same thing. Preventing the production of progesterone is not the same thing as terminating a being that has been fertilized. You do not know for a fact that the egg has been fertilized. You do not know that when you have an IUD.
Okay, yeah, so preventing
Jubilee might have this copyright. Hold up. Guys, this is Charlie Kirk's video.
It's going to have untold effects on our entire community, and I was just wondering if you could take a couple seconds to listen to what sorts of effects that'll have. So within the nursing population, way more people, because of the fact that they're losing access to Medicaid, are going to rely on emergency services.
So I'm pretty sure Jubilee has
the influx of people going into the ER and ED is going to significantly increase. This is going to contribute to nursing burnout, which means that all of you guys, when you guys go to the ER, will receive a decreased quality of care, which will significantly impact this entire population.
Guys, if you don't agree with Charlie Kirk, let me know why, and let me know how down below. Go ahead.
In addition to that...
Nervy?
That's okay. So I don't know enough about it to debate or comment on it. Let me ask you, though, in your best possible way, can you make the argument as to why, as if you were going to win an award if you could do it the best way, why did they vote to cut it?
They voted to cut it in order to allocate more tax refunds to the 1% and to, I don't know, whatever Trump's agenda is. And honestly, I'm just here.
Is this a federal ban or is this a state ban on?
This is a state ban right now.
So then, okay, how would be Trump's agenda then?
Because House Republicans who were appointed by him and elected by his supporters were the ones who passed this bill.
This girl isn't as unbearable as the other one was.
Okay, but if they were appointed by him, they wouldn't be. So is this in the Idaho State House?
Yes.
Okay. So again, I don't know enough about it. If somebody does, they can come up to the mic and defend what happened there. But thank you for coming up to the mic and informing us about this.
All right.
Thank you. I don't know. I know what I know and I know what I don't know. So I don't know enough about that to
What did
engage
you say
in.
to
So thank you.
contradict Jesus?
And can I just say one more thing?
Okay.
No.
Your
Let me know.
statement about the fact that 1 in 5,000 women are raped is
It's like an approximation. but yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, I
can I
think
just
it's
say that that's like
closer to 1 in
not
7,000.
even remotely close to true?
I believe so.
Like,
Okay, so
that is
what number
an
would you say?
insane
What would you say the
thing
number is
to
then?
say.
I've never
One
had a
in
McRib.
five.
No.
Okay. So
never had a McRib.
so let's play this. I just want to make sure everyone understands the profundity of this. So we're a country of about 350 million people, right? Which means that more or less half of the population. Actually, it's more women than men, right? That means there's 170 million women in this country, right? So 1 in 5 means that about 40 million women have been raped in this country. Is that your position?
Yes.
Okay. I just find it's like so far out of reality that 40 million women have been raped.
I know that it's a little bit of a hard.
How many rape cases happened in the country last year? Excuse me. Last year, there was 127,216. So, not 42 million.
Hard concept to grasp for people like you, but like, you know, I fear that you just don't know enough women who are in positions like that. Like, not
Hey, too good. Tell me how he was a racist. Let me know how he was a racist, and I will debate you on that 100% because I can 100% tell you that he was not a racist, and I have a lot of proof to back that up.
even on this college campus, like, thousands of children are subjected to that sort of abuse. Thousands and thousands
Best Celsius flavor.
of young women,
So good.
old women, all women
we're talking about-
are
wait.
subjected to some sort of sexual abuse.
Okay, but
And
again,
I'm just saying, I don't really want to debate this topic to you, but I just want you to know that is a wildly disrespectful stance to take.
I'm sorry, I
Have a
will
good
die
day.
on the hill that 40 million American women have not been raped. I'm sorry, that's insane. It's just not true, okay? And also, what it does, I have to
What do you
say
think about
something
these
else.
ice raids, bro?
You want to know why
Bro,
men
I
are
love
going
ice.
to the right? You
I
want to know
actually
why
just
men are
bought an
becoming
ice hat.
conservative? They're told that 1 in 5 women have sexual encounters
they're
that
doing
result
Lord's
in
work.
rape. We as men know that's a bunch of rubbish and a bunch of BS, and we're tired of being called rapists at every turn, and we're tired of being categorized for something that we are not. And it creates dissension, it creates
Bro, thank
division,
you. I
and it
appreciate
is
it.
bad for men and it is bad for
GLD,
women
good
to
to
say
go.
that 40 million American women have been raped. I just want to understand that number is more than the population.
I want to... The same guy who said I was unbearable said he wasn't a racist. It's hilarious how people think he was so terrible. He was a middle ground as you could be. Very true. He
Basically of
loved two
California.
things,
The whole
country and
population of
Jesus,
California has been
and
raped.
That's what
That's
he
our
talked about. He was not racist. In fact, I know I know a lot of people. One, my black sister loves him. Two, I know a lot of black commentators on YouTube that have also said they loved Charlie Kirk. That have talked to Charlie Kirk. Also, his best friend was a black woman. So,
position now. Next question. Hello.
bro, honestly, this one's a pretty big loop. As you can see here, let me put that on my black shirt. It's a pretty big loop. It was only like, I got on a really good sale. It was normally $300. I got for $95. GLD jewelry, really good.
You brought a sign up.
Louder.
I'm sorry?
Did you bring a sign up?
Yeah, I did, but... So my name is Eric.
Oh, this guy's
I'm
funny,
70
bro.
years old.
This old
I've
guy's funny.
been a born-again evangelical Christian
Bro,
for
he's not a
35 plus
Christian.
years.
Praise God.
Worshipped here in the valley with a bunch of...
This
I
guy's
was on worship
funny,
teams in
bro.
the valley for quite a few churches. But the Holy Spirit brought me here today to prove
I
you wrong.
raised my mic up, okay? It's as loud as it goes.
Okay, and
move
so
it closer.
what the Holy Spirit has led me to do is
I can-
to try to explain
It's
to
all
you
the
that
way
I
up,
don't
bro.
think
I
you're
can move it closer.
a good, godly man.
There you go.
Okay?
You might need to turn up your volume now.
And this is why. Because what a godly man does, a good godly man does, is stand up for people. He stands up for people. He stands up and even fights for people. Okay? And I don't believe you stand up and fight for
Yeah,
people. Yeah,
this
you
guy's
use your
funny.
mouth
This
and
old
you,
guy's really funny,
all these
bro.
kids, you're good at all these kids,
This old guy's
And I
really
didn't think
funny.
you were going to.
Are they people?
Yeah, they're people.
Do I
but
fight
still.
for them?
And they're voters. I'm too loud now, bro. Some people say I'm not loud enough. I'm too loud.
And how dare you say that after I just shared the gospel to nearly 2,000 people here at Boise State University?
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna
Because
put
there's
my
a difference between
mic
someone who
volume
just
down
shares
back.
the gospel and someone who's a godly man.
Check,
I
one,
can
two, check,
explain the
check.
difference to you right now.
Okay,
we
tell the
Let me know
world
if that's good,
why
guys.
I
Let me
am
know if
not a
that's good.
godly man.
That might be too low now.
Because you only stand for people who are white,
Use
Christian,
evidence.
and male. You've got
His best
Where's my
friend is a
brother up
black-
here?
You've
Where's
got-
my
His
man?
best friend is
Look
a
at
black
him. You
woman.
gotta come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Get over the gate. Come over the gate. Look at this guy here. Look at this.
Bro's got
Yeah.
dreadlocks.
Right up to the mic.
You stand for me, we good.
Wait, I only stand up for white. What, is that a white man? Can you can you look at him, please? Look at him.
I already.
Is that a
I already
white
gave him
man?
A fist bump.
Okay,
Is
that's
that a
good
white
to know.
man?
Thank you.
You
guys.
said I only stand up for white men. He's got dreads.
Are you?
That's what I said.
They do look nice.
But you just libeled me in front of 2,000
why
people
does
saying
this guy,
I only
why
stand
does
up.
this guy look like he just came out of Jurassic Park, bro? This guy looks like he just came out of Jurassic Park.
For white men, and I got a brother
I'm-
in Christ right here.
and
How
I'm-
dare you say something like that?
I'm ready to. If you quit messing around, I'll prove it to you right now.
Messing around, bringing up a person of color's messing around.
Yeah,
Isn't that your whole
is.
shtick?
Are you ready? Okay.
Are you ready?
So, yeah, I'm ready. So the Holy Spirit specifically brought me here, because this is the Idaho, this is the Old West, right? The Holy Spirit brought me
Old
here
West.
to challenge you to a gentleman's fist fight right here in front of
This
this
guy's
whole crowd.
funny, bro.
Now look, listen.
No.
Wait.
The Holy
Wait,
Spirit
I
is
would
Sydney.
hate to hospitalize you in front of 2,000 people.
The Holy Spirit sent me to.
But see, the difference is, I'm a 70-year-old man. I haven't been in a fight in like 60 years. However,
Does a godly man come up here and
Yeah, does a
threaten
godly
another-
man challenge another to a duel?
Does a godly
Yes.
man come up here and threaten someone?
okay, so hold on. I'm serious about this. Can I speak? All right, so look,
Bro's
I'm
nostrils
telling you,
are
I'm not up here
insane.
just fighting for me. The Lord has come up to me to ask for fight for people that you diss all the time, like women,
The Lord brought him here to speak to you.
women, gay people, trans people, immigrants, people of color, people of different religions.
My man.
My guy.
Immigrants, refugees. So look, seriously, I'm serious. You can have your goons, they can search me. I'll sign a waiver. I'll let you take the first punch. Let's go. Put up
for
or
real.
shut up,
You should've
Charlie
just said
Kirk.
okay.
You know
Put
what?
up or shut
So,
up.
first of
Put
all,
up or shut up,
it says
Charlie
very
Kirk.
clearly in the Bible that we shouldn't harm those that are worthy of protection, and you obviously are.
You're just
well,
worried I'll kick
I don't know
you.
about subscribing to
Medicare age.
I don't know about subscribing to the LSU show, but I do know about clicking that subscribe button right there on my YouTube channel. We do almost daily live streams. Almost every day we post a video talking about what is going on in conservative news. And we post like 1 or 2 shorts a day talking about, again, conservative news. So y'all should subscribe. And we have some really cool merch options. All proceeds go to the family. These were highly sought for, highly asked for. You can go check these out at americansunfiltered.com. That's my website and organization. Or you can click the links in the description. Let's get back to the video.
But let's play this out. Despite the obvious fact, and you and I both know who would win this duel. However,
Well, then put
you
up
are.
or
Hold
shut
on a
up.
second.
Bro,
This is
thank
a
you.
great
Thank you for
embodiment
subbing.
of the American left. You
sir,
can't debate, so
are
you want to go to
amazing.
blows.
Thank you.
You can't. The only thing that is preventing us from this country from going to civil war.
Yo, HG, you can go and click on the channel. It should be right down there. Actually, maybe right down there. You can click on the channel and then hit the subscribe button. Or you can, or you can just type in, Josh, are there kid sizes yet? Yes, we will make kid sizes tonight. In fact, I'll work on that right now while we're watching this.
is debate and dialogue,
Sorry.
and you don't even want to have
to do that
debate.
before.
You want to go
debate.
and you want to wrestle like a 7-year-old. Who here is actually dividing the country?
So gentleman's fist fight. You know what that is, right?
Again, I would like to think that we are elevated above trying to go have a
Mr.
fight
LSU, that's
in the
awesome.
streets or a fight in front of 2,000 people. In fact,
That's correct.
a
Why are you
mark
trying
of
to
civilization
compare subscribers,
is
brother?
that we don't have to go to blows or bullets, that we can have discourse and debate, but yet you're inviting that.
And you know that out here in the
So-
West, that's a bunch of
And
bullshit.
LSU, just so you know, I started like a week ago, and I have half the subscribers as you do. I started a week ago.
Oh, really? You don't debate out in the
Real
West?
men stand up for
You
what
guys,
they believe.
you guys don't dialogue in the West?
You get more
Come on,
viewers
man.
on
Look,
your shorts
I know.
'cause your live
How
stream
about
is
this?
on the device.
Why don't you, since you're a 70-year-old aged elder and you want to have a fist fight with a 31-year-old?
Is that how old you are?
Why don't you tell me what a woman is?
See, I am not here to debate you.
Oh,
I'm here to prove you wrong. Prove you wrong. Prove him wrong. So either put up or shut up. I'll walk away. You tell me right now.
I will say this.
Go.
I will say this. I'm not going to fight you because I don't have to. Because you know why?
You don't have to.
You are acting as if someone who is very desperate, who is clout chasing, and we won an election. We are going to remain
see nobody
peaceful while the
videoing me
left promotes
except for you
violence.
guys.
We are going to be the peace because, as Christ our Lord said, blessed are the peacemakers, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Thank you, sir, and get out of here.
Don't pray on it, buddy.
You're a coward, dude. Anytime.
Very like, my man right here, what's your name?
My name is Jaden Melson.
I love this guy. Just tell us a little about yourself. Just wanted to honor you. You've been great in the crowd.
Yeah,
so.
man, I've been good. I'm from California originally, but lived in Idaho for about 10 years now, man. I love it out here. It's awesome out here. I'm a man of faith myself, so everything you've been preaching has been awesome. I really respect you a lot for that. Thank you so much.
Praise the Lord.
And I just, before you leave today, if we could all pray together before.
I would love that.
If we could please pray for us.
Why don't you do a short prayer right now? Just cover the place in prayer. Why don't you do that?
Dear Lord, thank you today for gathering all these like-minded people and all these amazing people at one spot to where we can all have a real discussion and be open to hearing your word. And it's amazing to see that there's so many people of faith that love your word and want to hear more about you. And I hope that everybody can open their minds and their hearts to that idea and that you can touch every single person here in this crowd today. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, man. God bless you. Thank you.
I'm gonna change topics a little bit.
Yeah, whatever you'd like, my friend.
Okay. My friend, he can't be here. He's from back home, but he wanted me to get your opinion on some things. Trump, I'm a big fan. He's trying to do a lot of things.
Make America great.
But do you believe Trump's views on Gaza are serious, like how his process is?
On Gaza?
Yeah, like.
Oh, I don't know if it's serious. I do think he wants to make Gaza a better place. I mean, it's terrible what's happened there. Objectively awful.
And do you believe that aligns up with the America First movement?
Did you catch that?
Yes and no. I mean, I believe in America first, but not America.
Did you catch that? And everybody in the chat, I'm going to make kid sizes tonight. It's taking a lot of time, a lot more time than I actually originally thought, just because I have to go in and edit every single one and add more products because of how I have it set up. I actually don't have any sizes set up, so you can go ahead and add it to your cart. And then tomorrow's stream, I will let y'all know it's available, and it will be available tomorrow by 9 a.m. All sizes, kids small through XXL.
Only?
Okay.
I prefer less foreign involvement, not more.
Okay, so if you were to prioritize one, would you prioritize? We're obviously going to prioritize our immigration problem before Trump goes.
Without even not even a question.
All right, that's all I had. You think I get a hat?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Bro's mullet is crazy. Not crazy in a bad way, just crazy. Bro,
Man, you can throw that hat darn well.
Yes, sir.
Charlie, I'm actually from BYU, Idaho. I'm not from Boise State,
Yeah, I
but
was
if
gonna
you
say
want a
he's from,
friendly crowd, that's a conservative
gonna
school
be-
up there,
Alright.
BYU, Idaho. But
I like it pretty good here at Boise State,
Okay,
though. It's
okay.
pretty.
so I happen to be a liberal, but I love Trump. I think he's doing a great job morally. I just have
Why
a
would
couple
anybody buy
concerns
something from me? Because we are writing a
along the
big
lines
check
of
to,
tax. Trump
Charlie
has
Kirk's
flirted with the
family.
idea of getting.
We're going to be writing a big check to Charlie Kirk's family at the end of the month because we're selling all this. So at the end of the month, we're going to be writing a check to Charlie Kirk's family. All proceeds go to the family. I am at a net loss of a few $100s because of these designs, getting the manufacturing, everything like that. Pre-order is going to be available tomorrow.
To the IRS and abolishing the federal income tax. He's flirted with it, not saying he'll do it, but a lot of people think that tax is to generate revenue for the government. That's what tariffs are for. But tax is to incentivize private investment into the economy. That's why we have tax write-offs. That's why you go to a CPA or a
Guys,
tax
hit the like
advisor or
button.
that kind of thing.
Like the
so
video
my
and
question
subscribe,
is,
guys.
if we
Like the video and
abolish
subscribe.
the federal tax,
hit the subscribe button.
then what
Subscribe
incentives
button.
will a tariff give to invest in the private economy of America? That's my question. Or are we already morally good enough to invest? That's just my question.
I mean, a tariff, in order to not pay a tariff, you make your good here. So if you're Toyota, Hyundai, if you make your good or service in America and employ American jobs and American labor, you avoid the tariff. So abolishing the federal income tax would be a phenomenal incentive to make more investment come to America.
Okay, and you're saying like just bringing the companies to America.
Yes.
I'm saying like, okay, never mind. You answered my question. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. God bless.
Oh, Charlie, can you photobomb us? Yes!
Okay.
Great. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, so I want to talk about abortion, but before I start, is it possible to not talk about God or religion because I'm not religious?
Yes, but I mean, we will talk about morality.
Okay.
Where do you get your morality from?
I don't know, like my parents, I would say.
Your parents.
No one buy anything if you can't buy it. It's not that deep. We will be writing. I just want everyone to know that all proceeds do to go to the family. This is just to bless them. I had a few people ask me to make a few designs, so we did so. Yeah, if you can't buy it, don't worry about it. Again, the designs are going to be available tomorrow for pre-order, 9 a.m. So add it to your cart, and I will send y'all an email when the shirts are ready.
So,
Life experience.
well, I don't know your parents, so how are we going to agree on morality if I don't know your parents?
I don't know. Can I say it and then see what you think?
Okay.
Okay, so sometimes twins in the uterus, one twin absorbs the other. So when that twin that absorbed it is born, would you consider that twin, that child, that baby a murderer?
Oh, of course not. No, I mean, that's, no.
But that baby technically killed its
No, it
sibling.
didn't.
Ellis,
What
you've
you're
lost
talking
the
about, it
entire
happens the
meaning
first
of
couple
what
days of human
Charlie
development,
Kirk did. It's
where
not
the
about
two
views, it's about
zygotes
spreading the
one might
message and his
absorb
legacy.
the other. It's
All
not
you're
taking out
about
an
is
axe
clout.
and slitting the throat of
It's
the
not
other.
okay.
But I still don't believe that abortion is murder.
Okay, did the twin use human agency to eliminate another human life?
No.
Then it's not murder. But therefore, during abortion, one human being uses human agency to kill its young. Can you point to another mammal, another part of the animal kingdom, that goes out of its way to kill its young just because their life might be hard?
No, but I still believe that abortion should be legal.
When does human life begin?
I would say when it's born.
Okay, so
Okay, so how does
so when it's born. So therefore, if a pregnant woman was walking here on campus and she was murdered, the person who murdered that pregnant woman should.
Guys, let me know. Do y'all like the cut more? This is the cut. That's what the cut looks like. Or do y'all like the auto more? That's what the auto looks like, really? Oh, sorry. That's camera 3. That's what the auto looks like. Or do you like the fade to black, which would be that, and then fading back up, which would be this. It's a lot slower of a process. What do y'all like more? I think I like the cut, personally. Yeah.
They be guilty of a single homicide or a double homicide? Let her answer the question.
I do believe double if that woman wanted to keep that baby and have that baby.
But hold on. Just help me understand this. How can life be so, like, just loosely defined that it's all on the intent on the mom, whether or not that's a human? So your human distinction is wholly dependent on whether or not a mom wants to keep you?
It depends on how the mother feels about her baby.
Okay, guys,
yes, if
I
she
need to
doesn't
go
want it,
use
then
the
she should
restroom
have the
for a
right to
minute.
have an abortion.
No, but we're
gonna
talking
let
about something
y'all
different.
watch this.
Is it not objectively a human life if that pregnant mom is all of a sudden a victim of a homicide?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but then if it's objectively a human life when it's a homicide, how is it not objectively a human life when that is in an abortion clinic?
Because it's not what the mother wanted. She doesn't want to have that kid.
Do you have a right to murder another human being?
No, but abortion isn't murder.
Okay, but then fine. Define murder.
The taking of another life.
Let her finish, for God's sakes, please.
It's taking another life, like, in the world. Like, once the baby's out, that's when it counts as murder. Like, if you killed a baby, that's murder. But killing a fetus isn't murder.
What species is the fetus?
Human,
Then how is it not murder?
because it hasn't been born yet.
Why does that make it human?
Because that's when, like, it's not dependent on the mom, and it can be, like, its own thing.
So that's exactly right. If you have a pacemaker, you're dependent. If you have a ventilator, you're dependent. Babies are in NICU units, neonatal intensive care units, they're dependent. Dependency does not equal its degree of moral worth. And so I need to understand the moral consistency. Here is a baby at 31 weeks that can survive outside of the womb. It has its own brain waves, its own consciousness, its own heartbeat, its own ability to clean its bladder. How is that not a human being? It just happens to be in a mom.
Because it hasn't come out yet. It's still living in the mom. It's still part of the mom.
Right, but it's living. It has a heart. If it's not living, how does it have a heartbeat?
It's living through the mom.
Okay, but so my 1 week old when he was born was living through me and my mom because we had to feed it food.
Well, that's not the same thing, because a fetus is like a parasite. It lives off the mom.
Wait, so just to be clear, were you once a parasite?
Technically, yeah.
You think babies are parasites?
Fetuses.
Right, but a fetus literally is just a word for a human being. It's a stage of development.
Before it's born.
Right, but have you ever been to a fetus shower? Why do they call it a baby shower, not a fetus shower?
Well, yes, it's a baby, but it depends on what the mother wants.
Oh, so it is a baby, not a fetus. Got it. So, but if it's a baby, then shouldn't we not kill babies? Pretty simple moral principle.
It's different when it's inside the mother's body. Because it depends on what the mother wants, what the parents want. If they don't want to have that
kid, it's attached to an umbilical cord, but how is it any morally different than when it's right outside of the womb? That baby can't hunt or gather. It can't go get a job. It can't go to the grocery store. It's wholly dependent on external forces to survive.
But that's not the same as, like, needing to be inside the mother to survive.
But why is that any morally different? Just because you're attached to an umbilical cord, why is it any different? Why is that less of a human being? And by the way, there are babies right now, as I mentioned, that need pacemakers and ventilators. Are they not human beings because they need a lot of machines to survive? They're attached to other machines. Are they not humans?
Yeah, but I think that, like, the mother doesn't have a choice. You know, it is, like, making the baby, like, giving it nutrients and everything.
Let's try to find, so you would say that you want the mom to be able to have choice over her body.
Yes.
Got it. So does the baby have any, does the baby's body matter?
To me, no.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, since you are, resolutely, like, in favor of choice, do you think it should be legal or allowed if a mom wants to have an abortion if the kid has Down syndrome?
Okay.
It's a yes or no question.
Can I say my answer and then explain it? Okay, I think that mothers should have the choice to have an abortion no matter what the reason is. But if the reason is, like, they have Down syndrome or they're going to be autistic, then that woman shouldn't have been a mother in the first place. Because
hold on. If I got to close this out. if a mom is pregnant and she finds out she's having a girl and she wants a boy, is that an okay reason to have an abortion, to abort a girl because you want a boy?
I wouldn't say it's an okay reason.
Should it be
but
legal?
She can, yes.
So then how is your view of abortion any different than customizing a Ford Explorer to your liking?
Because it affects other living beings.
Well, yes.
Like the mother.
Why should the mother be able to have all the rights and the baby have none of the rights just because the mother is older? And wasn't that mother once a fetus herself, given the opportunity for life? And isn't part of the social compact passing down that I was once in utero for 9 months and then I will usher another in utero for 9 months? That is the cycle and circle of life that compassion lives on.
It's different because, you know, as the fetus, you're not like contributing to society or the world. You're not a part of the world yet.
I mean, kids don't contribute much until they're like 23, okay? I mean, honestly, let me ask you a provocative question. Are kids at Boise State whose parents are paying for their school, are they parasites?
No.
The parents are paying for their tuition. The parents are paying for their credit card bills. They're wholly dependent on that of another. How are they any morally different than that of an unborn baby in the womb?
Because they could still survive without their parents. You know, maybe they'd be homeless, but the fetus needs like to be inside the mother and taking nutrients.
Up to 22 weeks, that is not the case. I guess, so you think that it's okay, morally fine, to have abortion for any circumstance under any matters, skin color, eye color, whatever it might be, like we can terminate it. How is that belief system any different than eugenics?
I don't think it should be like, there should be a specific yes reason, no reason. I think women should just be able to have an abortion if they feel like that's what's right for their body and their family.
Exactly, feel. So if a woman feels like her 6-month-old is crying too much outside of the womb, can she kill that baby?
No, because it's not.
It's still a human. How is the 6-month-old any different than when it was in the womb? How is it is it a different species? What has changed?
It doesn't have life on its own.
Yes, in the womb it actually does. All that just has the umbilical cord attached. At 22 weeks, the baby can survive outside of the womb.
Okay, then I will say that abortions should be allowed then up until 22 weeks.
Okay, we have some agreement then, right? But then understand that if we had this prove me wrong 10 years ago, I would have said babies can live up to 26 weeks. But now technology got so good, now it's 22 weeks. So all of a sudden, like a human being becomes more human 4 weeks earlier just because technology advances? Wrong answer. Human beings does not become more human just because we get better technology. It's always been a human being. So one day if we all of a sudden say, we can grow a human being, literally not in a womb, we can just grow it in a laboratory, then no abortion should ever be necessary. The point being is that it's a human regardless of how good our tech is, because it doesn't change species. At 14 weeks, it doesn't all of a sudden become from a crocodile to a human. It's a human being throughout.
But it's still in the mother. The mother should have the choice
Location
over her
of a human does not dictate its moral worth. You don't get more human rights if you're outside of the womb or in the womb, or if you're in Boise or if you're in Pocatello. Your location does not determine your moral worth. Thank you for your time. I got to get to the next question. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie. Thank you for coming here to BSU today. I thank you for the opportunity for discussion. I really appreciate it. My question is about Ukraine. So I voted for Trump, and I wish I voted for Kamala. Reason being is that Kamala said that Trump would surrender Ukraine. And at the time, I thought she was stupid. I thought she was playing it up, and I thought she was inarticulate. And now I realize that she's correct. So Trump, I believe we need to be supporting Ukraine. We need to support them because our European allies are our trading partners. Average day Americans, we consume consumer goods that are part of a global supply chain. We need to protect Europe, and Putin has made it clear that he wants to reconstitute the Soviet Union by conquering Ukraine. And if we don't stop him at Ukraine, I think he'll probably continue to other countries.
So you voted for Kamala and you're regretting, you voted for Trump, you're regretting it. Are you thankful Trump has secured our own border? That we actually have a border?
Sure, I like the the immigration stuff.
Guys, remember to like and
Just be clear that
subscribe.
You're unhappier
Sorry, that
about a
was a little
foreign
bit
conflict
unhinged.
than our
Like
own
and
country no
subscribe.
longer being invaded?
Yeah, but I
Because
told
it
you
help-
why.
it
It's
helps.
because
No, I just want to be clear. It's just kind of
Sorry.
your
Like and subscribe because it helps keep Charlie's legacy alive.
regret is based in like him not supporting a foreign country enough.
I don't think immigration is that big of an issue.
Wow. So 14 million people coming in your country in 4 years is not that big of an issue?
I don't know if that statistic is
No,
correct,
it's true.
first of all.
Yeah,
but
It's 10 to
I'll-
4.
I'll
It's
assume
at
it
least
is.
10 million. So let's
Okay.
just say 10 million.
Yeah.
Well, we
10
don't know
million
the
people
we
in
don't
4
know the
years is not a
exact
big
number.
deal.
It's
certainly
like,
bigger than like a
it could
foreign
be 30.
country's government.
Well, the problem is I look around and
crazy.
I've known Mexican friends who have even been illegal, and they have been really good friends. They've been, right?
What is happening?
Yeah, we're not even talking about Mexican. I mean, just
What is that argument? I was debating a college student last night, and he was like, "Yeah, well, I also really like, I think college is worth it because of the experience and because it teaches you how to make friends." I'm like, "You're getting an $70,000 in debt to make friends? Excuse me?" So these kids just don't know what they're talking
to
about.
be clear, less than 5% of the people that came across the border from Mexico.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, from Nicaragua, Guatemala, Venezuela,
Ryan,
120
I agree
countries
with you.
represented.
You're getting
So
paid.
just before we talk about Ukraine, when you voted, you vote more for like foreign interests than American interests.
No, I vote for the economy, like trade, global trade. I think global trade should be secured.
Okay, so what does success look like in Ukraine?
Well, we need to be supporting them more.
What is more?
We shouldn't.
How much?
Vance,
How much money have we spent there?
I don't know.
Guess.
Probably
Daya?
billions.
I don't know how
Yes.
to pronounce the name, but you can leave. Bye-bye. You can leave. I don't care what you say.
I've heard like hundreds of billions.
Yeah,
maybe.
250 billion. Is
Okay.
that too much enough, or do we need to do more?
I don't know, but I don't think that's. We need more. Sorry.
Oh, we need more. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's very wrong, obviously.
Okay.
I don't. While our own country's collapsing and disintegrating, and we're $36 trillion in debt, to say we need to send more money to a foreign country,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
especially Ukraine.
Is it a substantial portion of our budget?
Yeah,
it was like
250 billions. Fair
Yeah,
amount.
yeah.
Well,
it was
we
like
spend like trillions of
250
dollars.
So that's
It was like 285 billion, and that was in 2023. The last time I looked at that number, 285 billion dollars.
1/4 of our defense budget is sent to Ukraine. 1/4.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That seems like one of the primary interests at the time. I mean,
Yeah,
do you
right?
think we
Crazy
should support
Carl.
Israel?
That's
Well,
funny.
first of all,
bro.
we don't give Israel $250 billion. Number two, I think we send them too much money in this last package. I have to be very pro-Israel, but
Okay.
it's not even close to the amount of money we
That's
sent to
funny,
Ukraine.
Sure.
But however, going back to like your fundamental question, we need to send them more aid.
Yeah.
Do you think Crimea should be Ukraine or Russia's?
Well, they're never getting Crimea back.
Okay, so you're realistic, but why not? I mean,
Okay. Mike said just because you didn't go to college or failed doesn't mean others have the same experience as you. Another loving Christian channel. That's what Mike said. Mike, just so you know, I did not go to college. In fact, I dropped out of high school. And created 2 very successful businesses. Not only have I done that with my life, what are you doing with yours? And I'm 17. So for you to say this is very ridiculous, to say the least, without being rude.
you want to help out Ukraine. So what part of Ukraine?
If we could get Crimea back, yeah, I think so.
Is my audio bad, brother?
What part of Ukraine are you all of a sudden comfortable with ending the war?
The territorial, we could secede territory. That's not the concern in the Ukraine war. The concern in the Ukraine war is that they're going to destabilize Ukraine politically and try to install a Russian leader. That's why in 2014, when they ousted the guy who's leading the country at the time got ousted, that's why they invaded.
First of all, we did that. The American CIA was behind the Maidan revolution.
We ousted him from the country?
Oh yeah, no, we were behind the Maidan student protests in 2014.
I mean, if we did, that's a good thing. That's why Russia, Ukraine, to be clear, because
it was a super bad thing.
Because Ukraine was starting to align with U.S. interests. That's why.
Luchenko or whatever his name was
sure.
actually very, very prudent. Okay, yeah, we're very far off, and we're going to disagree on this. But you actually think that Kamala Harris and her view on Ukraine was better for America?
I mean, she would have been doing what Biden was doing, which was being more not ridiculing the Ukrainian leader in the press room or whatever, right?
Oh, you mean Zelensky, who didn't have like the courtesy to have a polite posture towards the president?
Well, to be clear, Vance and Trump, they absolutely did not know what they were talking about, and so he had to correct them because they thought that the war started in 2015 when it was actually 2014. And when he started correcting them, They interrupted him, and they were rude to him, right?
No, Zelensky was rude to Trump. And
do you think? Do you think they should?
I don't want to get into. I mean, that's just.
Do you think they should have let the reporter talk about his suit? Would you not have like a world leader here ridiculing
I mean, look,
Zelensky on his suit?
There's so many different directions I could go here. When was the last time Zelensky held an election?
He's in the middle of a war.
So was Abraham Lincoln, and he held 2 elections.
The Constitution says
Churchill.
he should not hold elections because they would install a Russian dictator.
So was Churchill, and he held elections. Wait a second. Wait, so if the elections would elect a Russian, maybe it's because Ukraine is mostly Russian, and
well, the concern is that
aren't we over meddling
the Ukrainians wouldn't vote for a Russian, but the concern is that whoever they might get in is not going to be. I mean, I don't know why I have to explain this, right? We had a...
No, I want to understand why is Russia you think is such a threat to the United States?
Because after Ukraine, they're going to destroy our trade interests in the regions, first of all.
Do you think they'll roll tanks into Berlin next?
No, because they don't border Berlin, but maybe Poland. Or maybe Estonia or Lithuania, Latvia.
You think Putin would attack a NATO country?
Yeah, if you continue this...
No, of course not. I mean, you know that's not true. It would invoke Article 5, and we would have troops on the ground. Putin won't do that.
I mean, it depends on what Trump is doing, right?
Secondly, but you are against Trump's supposed peace deal to end the slaughter of the Ukrainians.
He doesn't have a peace deal. He doesn't even have security guarantees.
Well,
do you think Zelensky should agree to...
Steve Witkoff just came back from a meeting, and he said we finally have a criteria for permanent peace between Russia and Ukraine. So here are the options, just to be clear. Option A is we keep the war going. That means another 1 million people will die, and we spend about $500 billion. Option B is we broker peace, and it's a muddied deal for everyone. Ukraine loses a little bit, Russia loses a little bit, but the war is over, and we can focus our interests and our money elsewhere. Which one do you think is better for America?
For America?
Yes. Which option?
For
option
Ukraine
A?
to keep fighting. It protects our interests in the region. And first of all, I don't know why are you taking all the agency away from Ukraine and Russia? These are the people in the region who are fighting each other. You're saying the U.S. can determine that they'll have peace.
First of all, Ukraine will not survive without American armaments. Period. They don't have any.
Okay, guys. Anyone new? Please subscribe right here. Click the subscribe button. Not right here. Click the subscribe button. Guys, we are selling some I Am Charlie
agency.
merchandise. This was in high demand. It'll be available for pre-order tomorrow, 9 a.m. Check this out. All proceeds go to the family. Let's get back to the video.
Fully subsidized and supported by the American taxpayer. The average conscript in the Ukrainian military is 47 years old.
Yeah, they're fighting for their country. They're being invaded.
Yeah,
they're being raped and invaded in their countries.
Do you know why it's 47? Because all of the military-age men have fled the country.
Sure.
And also, so many young men have died in Ukraine. It's no longer a country. It is a sad.
Way more have died in Russia, to be clear.
Well, I find that really hard to believe. I think Ukraine has suffered way more losses than Russia.
No, the casualty is way disproportionate. Way more Russians have died than Ukrainian.
Okay, I don't know if that's true.
That's absolutely true. There's like 3 to 1 Ukrainians and Russians. Do you think they would be holding up the borders?
Again, that's not
at this rate.
That's actually not what I was going to say.
If they weren't dying disproportionately.
I want to be clear. So you want to see the war continue? To what end?
Because the Ukrainians want to keep fighting. They think it's in their interest. That's why they're fighting right now, or else they would coup the supposed dictator.
There's a lot of blood lost that people get in wars. It's up for a third party like America who's financing the war. It's our missiles, it's our push, it's our armaments, it's our CIA that is pushing that war forward. It's up for us to say no more. It's not in the best interest of America for us to further antagonize Russia. For us to get
We're not antagonizing them.
We are sending American missiles into the interior of Russia. How is that not antagonizing?
Yeah, we're selling them just like in Gaza. Or do you think we shouldn't sell Ukraine weapons?
No, we should end all weapons supplies to Ukraine.
What about
Israel?
Israel?
This war completely.
Should we not sell them? Should we not sell Israel?
Israel's a separate case, largely because the Palestinian Authority doesn't have nuclear weapons.
Okay, to be clear, you're talking about you think a third party settles the conflict. That's like your theory. That's your working. No, not in this. In World War II, Germany, the Nazis didn't just stop. The Nazis didn't stop just because they weren't going to stop unless the U.S. invaded.
Putin is not the Nazis. Number one.
Well, he's a dictator.
Well, so is Zelensky. Okay.
Zelensky is not a. Zelensky is a dictator in the strict sense.
Zelensky doesn't hold elections.
If the Constitution.
Again, let me finish.
Sure.
Zelensky doesn't hold elections. Zelensky imprisons his political opponents. Zelensky has shut down Russian Orthodox churches. He's a dictator. Putin's a dictator. They're both bad guys. But I want to just make sure we're clear.
Yeah.
To keep the war going as Biden would, while you'd send all that money, where we have so many problems here domestically. I just want you to make that case to this audience that a continuation of a no-win bloody conflict war in a country that most of us will never visit is in the best interest of the American people?
Okay, to be clear, Biden was not ensuring the war continued. He was helping Ukraine. It's up to the Ukrainians whether they want peace or not. If the Ukrainians are getting capitulated, if Kyiv was actually taken instead of they just got close, then the Ukrainians would have surrendered, right? It's up to the Ukrainians how much they want to fight. But Biden was supporting them.
Mad annoying. Okay, let's see here. NFL is back just in time to ruin my week.
Folks, we're in a spiritual battle. Right now, all across the globe, our Christian brothers and sisters are being targeted because they stand firm in their faith in Jesus Christ. God.
Let's see here. Let's see if we can find something good, guys. Let's see if we can find something good. Okay, Turning Point USA, Charlie versus FSU, 19. Yeah, let's do it.
First of all, I just want to say, man, I'm excited to see you. I watch your videos all the time. I disagree heavily, and I originally wanted to come up here and maybe troll, but I actually have a genuine question for you. And my question to that is, why is it that you are in strong support of religious values being instilled as American values and protected by the Constitution when our founding fathers kind of tried to stray away from a instillment of a specific religion on the entire country?
Well, I would reject the premise, but let's just kind of ask let's ask you, by what standard do you think we should live by?
Standard in the country?
Just as humanity, what should we say is good or evil, and where should we get that from?
I think that we should have a set amount of values that come from what we as a society kind of create, and that can be contributed by a mix of different religions and perspectives and opinions, which is why I disagree with the instillment of a specific religion on the entire country.
So let's just, I'll tell you what I believe. I believe specifically the 10 Commandments is a great place to start. What would you say are rules for life, and where do we get them from, and why should we believe them?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, so again, like I said, I think that a lot of things we can point to the Bible, we can point to the 10 Commandments, we can point to a lot of these teachings, and we can say, okay, here's a good set of values that we have that are outlined in the 10 Commandments, in the Bible, and stuff like that. But we can also, what that raises the issues of is what that does for the rest of the country. Because if you flip that logic and you applied it to,
and if you don't have a rule book, you're lying.
Fair enough.
I just want to confirm your position on something. You are anti-death penalty, is that correct?
Pro.
You're pro-death.
I've done this once already, but yes, correct.
Okay.
I used to be anti, but yes, fine.
I just want to ask about consistency. So, consistency. One thing that irritates me about liberals is they'll say things like, yeah, we're pro-choice. But then when it comes to like vaccinations and my body, my choice, suddenly they're not so pro-choice anymore. I feel like conservatives do the same thing, but on the pro-life side. So can you defend?
Man, you seem so much.
His name is Charlie Kirk. Make him a example of what happens. He is blocked on the channel now. I am all for free speech, but I'm not one for you mocking Charlie's death in that manner on my channel.
Smarter than that. What do you think my answer is?
I don't, because they did something bad.
Well, yeah.
But if life is invaluable, then why do you not consider it valuable throughout the whole lifespan, not just the beginning?
Because you believe in putting criminals in jail, right?
Yes.
Which is a taking of their rights.
Not their life.
Well, again, but their whole life is completely changed. So I guess it's also an insult to the victim, isn't it? Saying that your life doesn't matter so much that your murderer can keep on living, but you yourself aren't living. It actually devalues the value of the victim, or the victims, actually, in a lot of times. And you have a hat that says, "Make America Holy Again."
Yes.
God repeated in all 5 books of the Torah, you take a life, your life will be taken. To the consistency argument, if there is a baby here, in the womb, that baby has done nothing wrong. Whereas a guy who went and shot up a school did a lot wrong. And so the only answer is to say, we value human life so much that you don't get to keep on living if you take a precious human life. It's actually an explicitly pro-life position because it's honoring the dead and honoring the victim so much that it's not just one to be discarded. It's not just a clump of cells. You see, to be against the death penalty is actually consistent for the left because they're like, it's just a bunch of clump of cells that got shot up at a school. It doesn't really matter. Go put him in a jail. Where we say, no, that's a life you took, and you don't get to keep on having breath if you go take another precious human life. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. And how do you defend like there's a flat-out commandment? It doesn't get much clearer. Thou shalt not kill.
We did this earlier.
I can't hear anything on the other side.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it says thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder, not thou shalt not kill. So killing and murder are two different words in Hebrew. It says thou shalt not murder, not kill. Again, it's I could repeat this repeated just over on ad nauseum. God has a law in the scriptures. If you are to take a life, your life shall be taken from you. Why is that? God went and explained in the Torah, it's because human life is so precious, you shall not be able to continue. The only punishment is that your life should also be taken from you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm trying to debate. I just want to hear your
No worries. It's fine. Thank you. Yep.
What's up, Charlie? Welcome to Florida State. My question has to do with culture. I was wondering, close to the mic? Okay. I was wondering, why doesn't the right have, like, the left has dominated culture for so long. They had, the feminist movement. We can blame that for destroying the nuclear home. We can blame that for destroying marriages in a lot of ways. But how do we kind of work backwards from that, kind of get back to, like, the core American values, lower the divorce rate, lower single motherhood, things like that? It doesn't seem to be, like, a practical solution that's been even attempted by the right.
Well,
the super engaging clips. These are not super engaging clips at all. Let's see, Charlie Kirk, best. Ooh, you know what? Let's do some Charlie Kirk core. Charlie Kirk. There we go. Let's see here. Charlie Kirk core. But this is pretty funny.
Take the first punch. Let's go. Put up or shut up, Charlie Kirk.
You know
Put
what?
Up or shut
so,
up.
First of all, it's...
Hold on 1 second. I'm looking for some stuff. What do you mean? You can't hear me? Oh, you should be able to hear me. Let's go back to here. Can y'all hear me now? Y'all should be able to hear me now. I'm trying to find some more engaging clips of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Let's see here. Charlie Kirk. Best moments. Moments. Oh, that's why. Sorry, I have two computers in front of me. Moments. There we go. No, like I'm deaf. That's funny, bro. That's funny. Okay, let's see here. Charlie Kirk, best moments. Let's see it. Okay. Let's watch this.
You're a teacher. Yes.
So this was posted by Charlie Kirk. Let's watch this.
What is a woman?
Woman is a social construct that we've agreed upon.
So I want to thank you for proving a great point.
What?
You are why we should eliminate the Department of Education. Thank you very much.
Are you married?
Yes, with two beautiful children.
Wow, good for you.
I could tell you're not married.
Yeah.
You're so scared to debate me.
Actually, I'm not scared.
Then debate me anytime,
Honestly, I'm good. I just debated the governor of this state. I don't need to debate you, Parker, okay?
You keep interrupting me. Every time I actually try to... Every time I try to actually explain my point and have a reasonable conversation with you, you cut me off.
You're an English major.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another chance.
Okay.
What's your favorite Jane Austen novel?
Harry Potter.
My shirt, everybody, my shirt says Charlie Kirk.
Oh,
Clearly you're offended.
Bro, I hope
Actually, I'm not. I find it hilarious. In fact, I'm so important that you have to make a shirt with my name on it. It's FBI statistics. It's well known.
FBI statistics? Where can you show me that at? 70% of offenders were African American.
I know you're obviously very anti-trans.
No, I'm pro-reality. You're a teacher. Yes. What is a woman?
That's great. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that in my next debate. Charlie Kirk versus college students. This is an early one, guys. This is one of his early videos before he was using microphones and stuff. Okay. Let's see here. Best Christian moment. Let's go to Turning Point USA official.
We're active in about 15 campuses, and we're growing very, very quickly. And keep in mind, this is not just a flash in the pan movement. We're going to become an institution to give them the power and the confidence to stand up and let their voice be heard.
I started this organization when I was 18 years old. I decided not to go to college. I didn't get in my dream school, which was the United States Military Academy.
What the heck? We'll fix that. There we go. Okay, let's go to history.
You made, I hope you'll be open to that. I do remember, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what university you did say this specifically at, but you did state that you believe that the Holocaust was not as bad as abortion. So in other words, you believe that abortion is worse than the Holocaust.
I believe that.
So they're both distinct evils,
Of course.
with some similarities. The Holocaust in some ways was far more evil,
Okay.
but as far as magnitude, the abortion crime is more evil, and I can explain more if you'd like.
Okay, sure. So I did do some research. It is found that 1973 Roe v. Wade was ratified, correct? And so one thing that you did fail to mention was that specifically numbers are just larger because abortion has been going on for a longer amount of time. If the mass genocide, right, that the Holocaust would have continued, it was about 6 million killed per year. That would have progressed to 12 million. That would have progressed to 18 million. But it was ended because, again, it's a totalitarian form of mass genocide. And so I wanted to ask you, when you look at the 93% of women who do get abortions, it's 58,590,000 that get abortions the first trimester, correct?
Hey, just so y'all guys know, after this week is like mostly devoted to Charlie Kirk and just honoring his legacy. Next week we're going to be having live debates such as abortion is murder, just other debates kind of like that. We are also going to be doing different live streams. But today, this week is devoted to Charlie Kirk. In honoring his legacy. So that's what this week is. That's what this week is dedicated to. Charlie Kirk Week.
And there is suggestive data that states that 12 weeks, of gestation. There is significant data that has said that pain receptors may not have yet been developed. And so that would mean that outside of the women who received abortions first trimester, it would be 88,200 per year after the first trimester that the babies are likely experiencing pain. I will admit to that. However, I am pretty sure that every single person in the Holocaust, which would have been 2 million per year, as far as the people who could feel pain, did feel that pain. And so I would like to ask you, actually I think I would just like to tell you, I think that 2 million actual people, kids, grown people, people who were starved, worked to death, I think that is more significant than the 88,200 life forms, if you will. Because again, 58 million.
Charlie, what is
still has moral worth.
Whoever this videographer is zoomed in way too much for the camera it is. It doesn't seem to be a 4 or 6K camera. I would do a torso to about 3 inches above the head for a better shot. It would give more perspective and it would just look better in general.
Right, but I found it interesting. You said it's worse, so I think
so it's worse in numbers.
Okay.
The Holocaust was worse for two other different reasons.
Sure, go ahead.
It actually eliminated such a big portion of Jewish population.
Absolutely.
Nearly half of all living Jews were basically vaporized.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, there was an intent and an evil of trying to eradicate an entire religious people.
Yeah.
That is not unparalleled, but we've only seen that happen 4 or 5 times in history. But just to reiterate the point, what maybe you could tell me, a 4-week-old baby who may or may not feel pain. Let me take your argument and say the 4-week-old baby cannot feel pain.
A 4-week-old baby that's outside of the womb or in the utero.
In utero.
Okay, understood.
So, what is the moral difference of that 4-week-old baby versus you?
Versus me?
Yeah. Why do you matter more than that 4-week-old baby?
Because I have past experience, I also have future experiences. That baby, while it has future experiences, nope, shut up, nope,
Guys,
you are
just
incorrect. That baby does not have any
let her
past
finish.
experiences, and therefore I believe that, yeah, I've probably affected and impacted more people in both a positive and a negative way than that 4-week-old uterus has. I'm sorry, not uterus, embryo.
Yeah. So just to make sure I'm clear,
Yeah.
that your moral worldview is that people gain more value the older they get.
Not necessarily the older they get, I would say that people gain
Well, no,
more
you just
value.
you said that based on what they've done. So, like an 82-year-old has more moral value than an 8-year-old. In fact, usually
because it depends.
Just to interrupt, the
Okay,
West
go ahead.
actually was built on the opposite idea that we sacrifice the old for the young. But during COVID, we sacrificed the young for the old, and we actually inverted it. It used to be that the grandparents would fall on the sword so that kids could live longer lives. So I'm just trying to understand, like, and from where do you get that moral worldview? Why do you believe that?
Well, I wouldn't even say that what I'm arguing is that it's based off of how many people you know. What I'm saying is, realistically, if you are walking around, if you are walking around, right, and you have a 4-week-old uterus, I'm so sorry, I keep saying uterus.
A
I
baby
mean embryo.
in utero.
The female
Can't-
version of Dwight, and it's kind of annoying me. Here, we're gonna skip this debate. Does it ever get off of her? It does get off of her. Here we go. We'll do this one right here. This is a great one. Oh, wait a second. Let's do this one right here. This might be a trans person. This might be a great one to do.
Listen,
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Charlie. Again, I want to apologize about what I said earlier about
That's fine.
about
When,
that comment
when we cut
because
the video,
it's-
we'll put your second answer as well as
Hey,
your first one.
Most
We'll be fair to
Toast.
that. Okay. Thank you very.
Guess what, Most Toast? You chickened out of the debate last night. We had the debate last night, and you chickened out. Imagine the one night that you don't actually show up to the live is when we're doing the debate, even though you said you were going to be there because you said you weren't afraid to debate me. It seems like you are afraid to debate me, though. Sorry, Most Toast.
Sure you will.
No, I will. I'll just be honest. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Kiana. I'm not here to change your mind or anything. I'm just mostly here to ask, like, why do you believe that abortion has become such a political and dividing issue in specifically the last few years?
I did not.
Well, the repeal of Roe versus Wade for sure is one of the reasons. And secondly, there has been a not so subtle dehumanization movement over the last 60 years that makes it acceptable to crush human beings smaller than you if you so choose.
Okay. It's mostly like I believe that the initiative of those beliefs have become more hateful towards women. And I'm just kind of wondering, like, what is the incentive with all of these points? Like, why should we not have the option to choose?
Do I, or do you have the agency or the choice to murder?
Well, yes. There's consequences, but I do have the option.
Under the law?
No,
Okay,
technically.
so therefore, that's our position.
Well, not necessarily. It's more so like in the aspects of when, the mother's life is in danger and, those special circumstances, like why can we not have those options in those situations?
What the heck? Check 1, 2. Check, check, check. Check 1, 2, check. Check, check, check. There we go. What's going on? My interface must be bugging out. My interface is bugging out. Most hosts, anytime you come in the chat, my mic does this. Okay. Now that we're all good.
Either, because no one is inherently going out saying, I just want to kill babies. That's not anyone's point here.
Well, yeah,
it's more so the point
You
of...
should look at a Planned Parenthood ad. I mean, that's basically what they do. But so less than half of 1% of all abortions have to do with rape, incest, or life of the mother. 99.5% of all abortions have to do with just a form of birth control. It's a last catch option because whatever type of birth control you were using didn't work.
Would you want someone who is not necessarily stable or ready to bring a child into this world and provide that child the life it deserves? Would you want them to still bring that child into this world?
Without a doubt. Every life has a moral obligation to be able to live. So I just want to play this out. So you say it's all about the choice of the mother. Mm-hmm. At what point does the human being in utero become a human being in your mind? Because it must be not human than human. When does it cross that threshold?
I would say more so in the 2nd to 3rd trimester.
Got it. So just be respectful, guys. But why then? I mean, what happens in the 2nd and 3rd trimester specifically that all of a sudden human being,
Well, it goes from a clump of cells in the 1st trimester to the heart being developed in the brain. And
hey guys, we have a new Jimmy Kimmel video out talking about Jimmy Kimmel, and yeah, it's getting a lot of negative attention. If y'all could go show it some positive love and feedback, that would be awesome. Go like the video, watch it all the way through. It's about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It would be much appreciated. Yeah, just to go and watch that video all the way through. Thank you.
When does the heart begin?
I believe in the 2nd trimester.
Yeah, 6 weeks. That's the 1st trimester, right? So a heartbeat is detectable between 6 to 8 weeks. That's 2 months. The 2nd trimester does not start till 18 weeks. Brain waves are detectable at 10 weeks. So tell me why 2nd and 3rd trimester?
Because that's when the baby is more so developed, is what I'm saying. Like when in that argument you had I'm not sure when you were shown the pictures of the fetus of a dolphin fetus and a human's fetus, you weren't able to tell the difference.
But that doesn't mean it was not a human being, though.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not developed. It's the same kind of concept. Like, if it comes down to that person's life and their well-being, why should they not choose themselves?
We're talking about two different things. So life of the mother is extremely rare.
It's not that rare, though.
How many times do you think that there are abortions for the life of the mother out of a 1.5 million abortions every year? How much do you think?
I'm not sure with a number off the top
less
of my
than
head.
500 out of 1.5 million. And by the way, a vast majority of those are babies that could have been delivered by cesarean section. Do you know what a cesarean section is? Okay. So understand that if a baby's at 28 weeks and they say it's life of the mother, why would you terminate the baby when you could deliver it by C-section?
Well, if you can deliver it by
No,
C-section.
but they're not even given that option. Instead, they go to an abortionist.
So then that's essentially an issue in that.
It is less than 1.14% of the time that they have to do an abortion. And that is less, okay, so that's less than 1.14 out of all the times it's in the case of the life of the mother. So that's not out of pregnancies in general, that's just out of saving the mother.
That we should address within these politics. Because no one is saying to kill kids. No one is saying go kill babies.
But first of all, late-term abortion is very common and very frequent.
It's not that common, though. That's
Again,
the main
how many times do you think it happens a year?
Late-term abortions?
Yeah.
I don't think it happens.
Tens of thousands of times a year.
You can't say that
Tens
when
of thousands
it comes
of
to the
times.
life of the mother.
But I am curious, though, just more, because you said about well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Why should any person be able to terminate another human being if you feel as if your well-being will be jeopardized? Why should I be able to terminate someone in this audience if they're going to get in my well-being way?
No,
By what moral But
completely.
apply a universal moral standard to the abortion argument and help me understand it.
If I were to get pregnant right now, I would not be able to give birth to that child and give it the life it deserves. Because
How did you get pregnant?
accidents still happen, guys. Like
Okay,
you
hold on.
can be on birth control.
Hold on.
You can still.
This is an important point, guys. But wait a second. But then shouldn't you take responsibility for your orgasms?
No.
So let me be clear that you want to have all the fun, but none of the responsibility.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying accidents still happen.
No, of course. And you know what happens when accidents involve other human beings? You don't terminate them. You don't get to eliminate another human being because of an accident. That's not a moral code we live by.
Correct. But why do you not care about the outcome of that human being's life?
Well, of course I do. No, I mean.
But you don't, because
I don't?
if I were to give birth to a kid right now and it's living in horrible conditions, because I'm just a college student. Why do you not care? Why do you not put in funding into those establishments to help them?
Everything that we believe in is about the betterment of that kid's life. Safer streets, for more police on the streets. We want to have better schools and school choice so that kid can read and learn. Stronger churches so that that kid can learn about a strong ethical code.
Why does that matter if I can't afford a house for this kid?
Well, but hold on, I'm going through the list of all the things that can happen. Curtailing inflation so that you can have purchasing power for that kid. The point being, everything that we as conservatives believe in is making it easier to have children in this country. And just because we don't want more government money spent on something, which actually makes it harder, does not mean we don't want that thing. But it's a red herring argument. We're talking about the morality of the elimination of a life.
Right.
And so I just want to be totally understanding of clear that what species is the being when it's at 6 weeks?
To me, I believe that it's a clump of cells.
No, I understand.
It's a zygote.
No, I know, but the species.
I'm sorry, what was
the
that?
species. So everything on the animal kingdom has a species type.
Right.
So we are Homo sapiens, and you could be an alligator. But so what is it? Is it
okay, it would be a Homo sapien.
So if it's a Homo sapien, it's human. So then shouldn't it be given human rights?
But it hasn't. My point is, it hasn't been developed. It's still just a clump of cells.
Right, but
at the end of the day.
But hold on, my baby right now is 9 months old. He's still developing. He can't speak yet.
Right.
He's crawling. So why does he have less moral worth at 9 months? We're all still developing here, by the way. You know that men's brains don't stop developing till they're 35?
Right.
So should we just be able to say, well, sorry, you're 21, I couldn't get rid of you?
It's more so, if I can't give that child the life it deserves, why am I bringing it to...
Got it. No, this will be my last question. I want you to think about it. If a single mom has two 2-year-olds, twins, and she wakes up one day and says, I can't do it anymore, I can't give them the life they deserve.
But that's just not the circumstance.
Hold on. Should she be able to take out a shotgun and kill both those kids?
No.
Of course not, because you think that would be objectionable. That's why I think it's objectionable to eliminate 2 babies that are 6 weeks old, because they're morally the same thing. One just happens to be bigger. One just happens to be older. One just happens to be outside of the womb. They're both human beings. And you have something in you that says, no way is it okay to kill a 2-year-old. That's called your soul talking. What I'm trying to do is connect reason and your soul and have that same sort of objection no when you see twins on an ultrasound.
I just believe you're looking at this more emotionally than scientifically.
Again, you can believe that. I actually am looking at it incredibly reasonably because I can tell you down to the minute when human life begins. You kind of give me a range. Your life began not at birth, but at conception, about 9 months before your birth.
That's your opinion.
Well, it's actually science's opinion. You know why? This is your eye color, your skin color, your tastes, your wants, your desires, your interests, introverted or extroverted, whether or not you're going to be tall or short, it all got decided in that moment. You know why? Your DNA was formed. And with that, what is your marker as a human being? As we map the human genome, we realize everything about you, whether or not you have a predisposition to heart disease, whether you're going to be tall, short, extra wide, skinny. It's all in deoxyribonucleic acid.
Correct.
And the DNA does not start in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 20 weeks. It starts at conception. And that's when you were formed. That's when you came into this world and you were worthy of protection. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
It's all right if you have an opinion. I'm saying it's not all right if you don't understand how the female reproductive system works.
Let's pop quiz. When does heartbeats begin for babies in utero?
Have you ever eaten an egg before? That's yes or no. Have you ever eaten an egg before?
Scrambled, yeah.
Okay, so would that be you scrambled a full chicken?
Well, hold on. You understand that it takes an egg to be fertilized?
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But your point, the whole point you're making, is
hold
that
on.
a baby...
Since we're doing pop quiz on like human development, so when exactly do heart waves begin in utero?
You know that, but you don't know the 4
Hold on,
cycles.
no, tell me when heartbeat.
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know.
No.
So wait, hold on. So you're trying to say I know more about the woman reproductive system than you do?
I am a woman, so yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, but the point being is we could both go back and forth of like independent trivial facts when it comes to the woman's reproductive system. But here's something we all know, because God wrote this on the human heart of every individual, as it says in the book of Romans. We know deep down it's wrong to murder a baby.
You're not murdering a baby. It's not a baby.
Okay, well, let's play this out. What is it then?
It is an embryo, which is not a baby.
Well, okay, so it's a fertilized embryo.
Correct, which
right.
is not a baby.
So at what point does it become a baby?
When it is born.
Oh.
I don't agree with abortions up to full-term abortions.
Well, hold on, but you said it becomes a baby when it's born.
Yes.
Then why would you have abortion limits before it's born? I thought it's just an embryo. So embryo rights?
No, the embryo rights aren't a
But
thing.
then where would you draw a line for abortion then, and why, and under what moral standard?
There are medical reasons not to have an abortion
No, that's
for
not the
full-term.
question. That's not
Yes,
the
it is.
question.
You just asked me why would I not have an abortion full-term for medical reasons.
Okay, so at 29 weeks, the baby is nearly fully developed, can recognize the mother's voice, has a heartbeat, has brain waves. Is it okay to abort that baby?
I don't, it's not okay, but you're going to say it's okay to have an abortion then. I don't understand what you're trying to say. It's not okay to have an abortion ever? How
Correct.
about 3
Yes.
weeks in?
Correct. No abortion. Correct.
Why?
Well, because your life started at conception.
It did not, though. It
Well-
did not.
Well, hold on. So let's play this out. So who are you as an individual? From your skin color to your eye color to your likes, your dislikes, from your temperament to your everything.
I am not an embryo. I'm a person.
Hold on a second. But it started with something called deoxyribonucleic acid. And your own individual DNA started at the point of egg and sperm meeting. That's where your journey started. And so from that point in particular, life begins. Not at birth, not at first words, not at first steps, but when your DNA, which is who you actually are. You are your DNA. Every one of your DNA cells is coded XX or XY. It's coded with all of your unique characteristics and attributes that we believe God individually curated for the rest of your life. That doesn't happen at 8 weeks or 10 weeks. It happens at conception.
What happens if you need a medical abortion? If the mother
Okay.
will die if she does not get an abortion?
So
What's your stance on
the
that?
only place where medical abortion is necessary is before 20 weeks, which is
What
incredibly
if she
rare.
will die? What if the mother
Hold on a
will
second.
die?
So let's take, for example, this is a very important question. Let's say it's 27 weeks, okay? And the mother will die. Why shouldn't, you could agree, why don't we just have the baby delivered by cesarean section? You know what a cesarean section is, right?
Yes.
What is a cesarean
A
section?
C-section?
Yeah, why wouldn't we just put the baby out by C-section instead of terminating it?
Yeah, because only less than half of 1.14% of abortions in the case of life of the mother, not all abortions, just in the case of life of the mother, to save the life of the mother, actually need an abortion. The other 99%, cesarean section is fine. So this argument, in my eyes, is invalid.
Because if the mother will die, it's not safe
but
to
you,
do that.
You remove the baby.
I understand.
Threat removed.
I know what a C-section
But
is.
it's actually safer than an abortion. So every time they say this is for you guys, they say, oh, you need to have abortion for medical reasons. Respond, then have a C-section.
What if you're not able to have a C-section? What if you are on your deathbed? You need to have an abortion right now.
Well, again, but
And it's illegal. You
guess
can't,
what?
so you
Actually,
have to die.
First and foremost, C-section is safer, C-section is quicker, and a C-section saves both lives. A C-section
The
takes...
baby is already dead, you just said.
No, but even... No.
Debbie, just turn up your volume. Well, I guess I could turn this up a little bit. Guys, tell me if this is too loud. I'm going to be turning up this a little bit. Tell me if it's too loud in the comments.
No, hold on a second. You're saying if the baby's already dead, then it isn't even an abortion, right? Then you're talking about a removal of a carcass, which is a completely different medical operation.
You're saying that's okay. If you're having...
If you're If you're removing a carcass of a baby, that
This
is
is better,
not an
guys.
abortion. By definitionally.
It's the same process.
No, it's completely different. During an abortion, they actually inject the spinal fluid with cyanide poisoning as the baby squirms and tries to find its mother, and it is gasping for...
So, just so that y'all know, the reason I'm not super in tune right now is because I'm trying to get all these sizes put in for these shirts. It just takes a long time. So y'all have fun with this. I am going to be reacting a little bit, but I am doing the shirts for y'all.
Air of life. Have you ever watched an abortion? It is one of the... Yeah, actually I have. And I
It's
encourage
terrible.
every human being to watch one to know what you are fighting against. Because when you see abortion, you will have your life will be changed. That we allow the massacre of 1.5 million babies a year under the guise of woman reproductive health. We are allowing babies every single year to just say, you know, we're going to discard them. Why? Oh, they're smaller. They're not humans. You're using dehumanizing language saying, oh, it's an embryo. No, that's a baby. made in the image of God, deserving of protection.
What do you do with those children once they're born into a bad household?
So now we've transitioned to, like, what do you do with the kids?
Right.
Glad we're past the other part of the argument, okay? What do you do with them? You know there's twice as many people on the adoption waiting list than there are abortions every single year?
And they're still on the list. So you want to send a child into an orphanage?
Well,
is that what you want for a child? Is that a good life for a child?
No, I'm not advocating that. In fact, I'm advocating to make it easier to be able to adopt, number one. Number two, there's no such thing as an unwanted child. Number three, it is never right to justify the mass elimination or termination of people under the guise of saying they're unwanted. That's how we get Auschwitz. That's how we get the greatest horrors of the 20th century. Those people are unwanted.
So you're comparing abortion to the Holocaust?
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
It's really not. I don't
It's
think it
45 million babies. It's nearly 8 times worse than the Holocaust. What's the moral difference between a small baby in the womb and a grown Jew who was killed at Auschwitz? What's the moral difference? One is older.
Is a person?
What species is the baby in the womb?
It's a human, but it's
Therefore,
an
they should have
embryo.
human rights.
No.
They should have human rights.
I do not agree.
Oh, so small humans, no human rights. Grown humans, human
It's
rights.
not a small human. It's an embryo.
You just said it was a human species.
It's not a living
it doesn't,
human child.
Wait, it's not a what?
It's not a child.
But-
it's not a living child.
It has a heartbeat. It has brain
that does
waves.
not make it a child.
But tell me when it becomes a child then.
I already told you when it is born.
Again, so under every other objective definition, you see, guys, how quickly the pro-abortion arguments fall apart with just the slightest questioning. But our position is one rooted not in feelings, not in personal autonomy, but one in biological consistency and reality. That your life had an agreed-upon starting point, that starting point should be protected and preserved. And the excuses given for abortion is dehumanization. Oh, it's just an embryo. Guys, that's just using different language to justify the massacre of something smaller than you. That's all that it is.
Hi. Okay, I'm just here to talk about abortion, but my first question was, why should women who are raped have to give birth to that baby?
Yeah, I think it's as simple as, do you believe life matters or not?
I mean, is it because it has a heartbeat when it is conceived?
Well,
Exactly.
Right. So what is the question you're asking?
I'm saying that
my question to you is, do you believe that life matters?
I do believe life matters after the person is born. Or
Oh,
the child.
after the person's born. So
Here we go.
if Riley were to be pregnant, or if any woman were to be pregnant right now, and there's a baby that's 20 weeks developed, is that baby alive?
No.
No.
I mean, not physically. Is it? I mean, it's.
Wait, so it has a
breathe on its
heartbeat,
own?
it can hear the mom's voice, has its own fingerprint, its own DNA, it can empty its own blood.
Okay, guys, exciting news. I have officially finished, and the merch is all live. All of the merch is live. All proceeds go to the family. So instead of waiting till 9 p.m., they are live right now. All proceeds go to the family. We are at a net loss, but we are trying to carry on his legacy, and these were highly asked for. Pre-orders only, because we're trying to ensure the best quality. More designs are available soon, so make sure to sign up for our newsletter on AmericansUnfiltered.com or link in the description. Seriously, go check it out. It's amazing. All proceeds go to the family. We want to bless the family. We want to bless his wife, Erica. We also want to bless his 2 little kids. We'll write them a pretty big check at the end of the month. And if they don't want it, we will send it. If they don't want it directly, then we'll send it to TPUSA or wherever their desired destination for the money is. So go check it out right now. And then we'll get back to this.
Ladder, what about it is not alive?
The fact if it doesn't have a
Go
heartbeat.
check it out, guys.
At 20 weeks, it does. So heartbeats start at 6 weeks, right? So I'm talking about a 20-week baby, 20-week-year-old baby. How is that not alive?
It's all going to the family.
I mean, I guess we see it different ways, but I mean, in how I see it, you have to cut an umbilical cord to get that child out, and I feel like if that child is still attached to the mother, the mother has to eat to feed the baby. If the child is still living on the baby inside of the mother, it should not, like, it isn't alive.
Well, a mother has to feed a baby months and months and months and months.
Crazy Carl, they're gonna lie on my name. It's all going to the family. Hey, thank you for subscribing. It's all going to the family. I'm not keeping a single cent. Like I said, we are at a net loss. They deserve as much as they can get. They lost their husband. He was my personal hero, and I want to do my part, and that's why I am live, and that's why I've been live all week. So go check it out, or sign up for our newsletter to hear about all the new exciting things Unfiltered Americans Unfiltered is doing. AmericansUnfiltered.com. Link in description.
After the
Nisa, you are lost. You are lost. You are lying. Okay? You are lost. Tom said I subscribed, and he said hi. Hi, Tom. How you doing? It's good to know that you subscribed. Thank you.
baby is already like on this planet.
But the mother is feeding the baby. This baby, when it's inside, are they feeding?
So what about someone on a feeding tube? If you don't feed them through their feeding tube, are they not
Thank
worthy
you, Michael.
of life?
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you.
Are they born?
Everything is
Like,
live.
have they been
Link
born
in
yet?
description.
But why does
Also
the
link in
moral
description.
worth of a human being?
He was truly an amazing man. Also, some new designs are coming out. At the end of this month, we are going to be writing them a check. Also, this we're just going to forever be live. So if it's bought in a year or 5 years from now, we're still writing a check to the family.
Being matter whether they're born or not.
Thank you for subscribing.
Probably will. The point that I was trying to get out with it.
Thank you for subscribing.
The point that I was trying to get out.
Yeah,
with
guys,
it
like and subscribe.
Is that women shouldn't have to.
Guys, we
be
just passed
forced to give birth
600.
to
We
that
just passed
child
600
if
subscribers,
they're-
guys. We just passed 600 subscribers.
If they don't want to. That's the point I was just trying to get out there.
Michael Sod said, "Yep, I have subscribed now too. You're doing great thing, dear soul. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. If y'all are interested, please go watch my new video, Jimmy Kimmel. It's all about Jimmy Kimmel. It's getting hated on, and I would love to see some positive feedback on that video. I don't know why only liberals got it on their feed, but it really needs y'all's love. So go check that out.
Okay, let's say I have 2 ultrasounds here. One of the baby
access denied. Thank you for
one of them
subscribing.
is a baby conceived in rape. The other one is a baby conceived in a loving
Texas,
relationship. Which one is which?
veteran. Thank you for subscribing.
The thing
No,
is
but
that
which one is which? I can't tell the difference. Help me out.
I'm not saying that there's a difference between those two.
Exactly. So they both deserve human rights.
No, I'm saying that if a mother doesn't want to give birth to her child, she shouldn't have to.
Okay, so should you be able to commit murder of a newborn if you don't want the baby anymore?
No, you would.
Why?
You
Well, then what's
wouldn't-
the difference?
You wouldn't have the child if you didn't want it. That's the point of abortion.
Well, hold on.
I will.
I hope you never have an abortion, actually. Abortion's really
Well,
bad.
it's my body, my choice. That's the thing.
Well, hold on. If it's your body, your choice, and I'll let Riley chime
So
in.
is it your choice because you're a man and you get to make those
Well,
decisions for
hold
me?
on. Time out. Well, you
Yeah.
want to say that to Riley? Riley's a woman, too, so
But
say the same statement to her.
I'm
Say
not
the same
saying
statement to her.
But I'm.
No, your logic must be equally applicable to all sexes. Say that same statement
I'm
to her.
saying that she can.
Say the
have-
same statement to her.
I'm not saying that statement to you. I'm saying that you as a
You
man.
just said it to me.
No, I'm saying you as a man should not have. You should have the rights to choose whether I can get an
Okay,
abortion or not.
does she have the rights to choose
Yes,
for
she
you?
does have the right. She doesn't have no one has the right to choose for me.
Okay,
but
so it's not a
me.
man thing. That's what I'm saying.
It is a man because Trump is in charge and he is the one. He said that he is the reason that Roe v. Wade is overturned. He said
Praise
that.
the Lord, Roe versus Wade is overturned.
In what way? Like.
Guys, in Texas, Roe versus Wade got returned. In fact, around here somewhere, I have an abortion is murder shirt. So watch this video while I find it.
It also kills other women and
You
children.
know, we have more babies being born in Texas than ever before since the abolition of abortion. Isn't that a good thing?
And that's why we have such a high population. That's why we have
No, we
12 million
don't.
people in our. Yes, we do.
We have a declining population. We have a population collapse. What are you talking about? The world is on the verge of a population extinction event. We don't have enough babies. We're below replacement levels in the West.
So you want to make women have
Not
babies?
make. Okay, let's go through fundamental biology. How do people get pregnant?
I know how a woman gets pregnant.
So if you decide to have sex, you might win a certain prize.
What if you don't decide?
I'm sorry, what?
What if you do not decide to have sex and you get raped?
Again, it's still a human life. You don't get to kill a baby just because a human life occurs. Something evil, rape, does not get better when another evil action occurs. And I will say this, somebody in this audience was conceived in rape. Can you tell me who?
It doesn't matter who. That's
Well,
the thing.
that's the thing, is they're all human.
I'm not saying that they're not a human life. I'm saying the mother should have the
Okay.
choice whether she
Got
wants
it.
to
No,
give
but
birth
let's.
to that
You
human
said they're not a human life, so they are a human life. Therefore, an extermination of human life is called what?
Murder?
So yes, abortion is murder, even in the case of rape, and that's a hard thing to internalize. Doesn't matter. So.
You're
but
saying it's a child, but it's not.
what
physically a
species
child.
is it?
It is a human, but
Okay.
but is it a? Has the child
So,
formed yet?
but hold on, you're not fully formed. Riley's not fully formed. I'm not fully formed. We actually go through this process of development our entire life. An embryo is just one stage upon human development. It doesn't mean you get less rights just because you're earlier in the human development scale.
I mean, I feel like I do have more rights than a baby that is in someone's
Why does your
stomach.
age give you more rights over an embryo?
I have like 2 of them, and I have no idea where they are.
Why do you have the ability to eliminate a smaller human? Why is that
If y'all want us to design an abortion as murder shirt, let me know.
morally consistent?
I'm not saying that it's better because it is a smaller human. I'm saying that, oh my God, I'm saying that women themselves should have the choice to get.
has no choice.
Yeah, that's
Thank
why
you.
I should have the choice.
Riley, do you want to take this as a woman?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a flawed logic to insinuate that if you have a heartbeat, these certain qualifications, that is what determines human rights. The moment you're conceived, you are a human, right? We all just agreed that the species is a Homo sapien. You are a human at that point.
Dan, yeah, he's an example why college is not necessary. He made a multi-million-dollar company because he was able to educate himself. Maybe you should get educated.
That's when human rights begin. So I think it's ironic that the other side, who touts human rights, who claims to fight for human rights, they don't believe those belong to children. And as a woman, I believe every single life is worthy. Every life matters.
Okay, well. Well, I mean, there are so many women out there who do get pregnant, and because of laws that are in place that they cannot have an abortion, and they have to give birth to that baby. Many women that are pregnant, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying some of them are drug addicts, some of them just physically can't financially keep a child. What is the solution?
Adoption.
But the thing is that, do you know how many kids are actually adopted from adoption agencies?
Do you know how many women struggle with infertility who would love to adopt a baby?
Exactly. 25% of these kids get adopted before they are 18. And the kids that do not get adopted are let go from the adoption agency, and they do not know what they're doing. Not that they don't know what they're doing.
There certainly could be reforms within the foster care community and within the adoption system, but there are plenty and plenty and plenty of families of women who are hoping to be able to adopt because they can't conceive on their own.
But 25%? Only 25%.
Then there should be a reform
not
within
for a lack
the
of willingness,
adoption.
though.
What are you going to do about
There's
it?
not a
If
lo-
you want to say that we cannot have an abortion, but many children are not finding homes until they're 18, and a lot of these kids, once they're let go from adoption agencies, become homeless, become drug addicts, because you say that we cannot have abortion, but you are not doing anything to make
Hold on,
it right.
but first of all, number
Yeah,
one.
neither are you.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm 16.
okay. So again, the essence of this.
Subscribe.
And we'll wrap this up. There's twice as many people on the adoption waiting list than there are actual.
The whole point of this channel is to carry on Charlie Kirk's legacy, and we will do so, and we will succeed, and we will win, because that's what we do. We win. Oh, and he deserves to have his legacy. We're remembered. Such an amazing man, such an amazing man of God, such an amazing patriot. We'll never have anyone like him again.
Okay, so sometimes twins
let's watch
in the uterus, one twin absorbs the other. So when that twin that absorbed it is born, would you consider that twin, that child, that baby, a murderer?
Oh, of course not. No, I mean that's no.
But that baby technically killed its
No, it
sibling.
didn't. What you're talking about? It happens the first couple days of human development, where the two zygotes one might absorb the other. It's not taking out an axe and slitting the throat of the other.
God bless you.
But I still don't believe that abortion is murder.
Okay, did the twin use human agency to eliminate another human life?
No.
Then it's not murder. But therefore, during abortion, one human.
So whatever.
And any solutions. And we'll open it up.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think people need to date with the intent to marry. Yeah. I'm a big critic of hookup culture in its current form. I believe sex should be sacred and is sacred, and it's really thrown away way too generously in this society and culture. And I can tell you, I'm super blessed. I have the best wife in the world. We have an amazing life.
Good night.
Building a family is the coolest thing ever. And
see you tomorrow.
My prayer for all of you is that you one day can do that.
That's so cute.
It's honestly the most joyful thing. And I've had some pretty amazing experiences. I've been very, very blessed. Very lucky, you could say, but very blessed is the word I would use. And the greatest joy I've ever had is coming home to my little daughter running up to my leg. There's nothing that even comes close to it. Not flying on Air Force One, not meeting with presidents. That pales in comparison to your little girl coming up and squeezing your leg.
Okay, got it. Does anybody else have any thoughts on that with,
Yeah, so I just wanted to circle back because you said something that caught my attention and I disagree with it. Because you said something like, I hope all of you can experience that, and you said something like, I hope all of you can experience that. And I mean, I don't disagree with that. I hope we can all experience joy in life like that. That's amazing. But I just feel like, I don't know why you said it that way. Maybe we're not going to experience that because we don't have the same values as you.
Is that what he said?
From that,
I thought it was.
I don't think that's what.
I don't know.
That's not the impression I got, but I'll if Charlie wants to answer.
Well, if I said it that way, I didn't mean it that way. Maybe you can tell me more about your line of work.
What would you like to know?
Do you think that it's going to create a good, happy family in the future?
Right now I'm working on it. Yeah, me
That's
and
good.
my boyfriend are doing really well in our relationship, and honestly, I think contrary to what most people would believe, I think being in porn has strengthened us.
Why is that? I've never heard that.
Yeah.
What can you tell me why?
So basically, being in porn and having sort of this open type of relationship where you can have sex with other people, obviously there are certain boundaries in the relationship, but it really makes you think about what's important, why you love this person, and you start to really hold things true that are deeper than just sex. And I think that on top of that, you can share sex with other people together, and that's really bonding. That's really fun.
Are you ever worried that? Do you
Hey,
ever get jealous of
John,
them if you
welcome
have sex
back,
with other
welcome
people?
back, welcome
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
It's
you
good
do?
to see you, John.
Yeah.
So how does that strengthen your relationship?
Because we're able to talk about it, and I think every
John,
time that I bring up a concern,
The
and
merch
he's a-
is finally live, John. I think you're one of the ones who wanted some. So if you're still interested, the merch is live. If you're not interested, that's fine. Just wanted to let you know the merch is finally live.
able to soothe it, and we're really able to work on that bond. It just
All proceeds
makes
go
it
to his
stronger.
family.
Have you ever, when you were having sex, do you ever think it's more than physical? That maybe there's emotional and spiritual connections you might be introducing?
No.
So it's a purely physical experience.
Yeah.
See, for me, sex is more than physical. That's the least part of sex for me, because I get to share it with my soulmate. It's my best friend.
It's definitely a big energy exchange.
It's a big energy exchange. And so, Molly, I would ask respectfully, wouldn't you want to only share that energy exchange with the person that you love most and want to have children with?
Son of Cole.
I think
yeah,
sex
so
can
we will be donating all proceeds from our I Am Charlie merchandise to his family and or TP USA. It's live. You can find it in the link in the description or the community chat. Or you can go to Americans unfiltered.com.
So what's the issue with there not being an official?
Because a nation of foreigners is not a nation, it's a colony. You're foreign to one another.
Well, that kind of goes against capitalist ideas, though.
Why?
That's all diverse. In a capitalist society, you want a free market with free choices.
Yeah, but the best ideas win. So the diversity is not the strength, the excellence is the strength.
Well, the diversity is the platform for the strength.
So diversity is a temporary condition to eventually get to excellence, right?
I guess temporary.
Because if you have really bad food poison food and really good food, the good food is going to win out. So it's not
God
the
bless you
diversity
too,
of
Senator
food,
Cole.
it's the competition of
I
it.
just sent 2 links in the chat if you want to go check them out.
Yeah.
Also, guys, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps us out. It supports us. It helps us be able to do more often. I think we just passed 600 subscribers, which is really good. And we are working on doing a lot of exciting stuff, including hosting some events, just really following in Charlie's legacy and really picking up where he left off. We're also going to be supporting TPUSA as much as possible.
If you have a football team and everyone's calling their own plays, diversity is not the strength of the football team.
Thank you,
That's a
Senator
lack
Cole.
of
Thank you.
leadership and systematic institutions.
I agree. So the question is, what is a country? Is a country a set of laws, traditions, and customs, or is it just a bunch of random people living?
It's a group of people with an established system that share collective ideas and
language.
identity.
And language.
It doesn't have to be language.
Well, language is how we communicate values.
We can communicate in other ways as well.
How?
Google Translate. We can talk in different
Yeah,
languages.
that's a little sloppy. So Switzerland has a national language, right? Hungary has a national language. China, Japan. Why do they get a national language and we don't?
Because they're based on different values than the U.S. was.
Maybe.
The U.S. was founded on freedom.
Hold on. We overplay the liberal part of our founding. There was a liberal part of our founding and a conservative part of our founding. And we have forgotten the conservative part. The conservative part about preservation, separation of powers, and preserving a republic. The liberal parts are the Enlightenment, speech, advancement, and that's part of it.
That's
But we've
that's
completely
what that's what that's what my new company, one of my new companies, is all about. It's unfiltered. AmericansUnfiltered.com. I would highly suggest you go check it out. In fact, I'll pull it up to show you a little bit about what we're about. So, Americans Unfiltered is all about helping the new generation, not just in faith, but also learn their freedoms that they have as American people. Hey, Jennifer, how's it going? So, as you can see here, this is AmericansUnfiltered.com. We're all about faith, family, and freedom. And then you can get our stuff either at a Patriot Gear or hats and shirts. And if you can't do that, we take donations, and then you can also get involved with us. You can just go to the Get Involved. We're really just trying to follow in Charlie's footsteps.
Written our history. It says in the Declaration of Independence, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands that have tied them to another, deriving from the separate equal station of power, the laws of nature and nature's God. The Founding Fathers were saying that there's a natural law that governs our entire existence. There has to be something that slows down progress for progress' sake.
So you don't think that our society could run efficiently and well if there's not a national language?
No, it's just harder. It's not an impediment. It's just stupid not to do. It's not like a deal breaker. It's just why not do it? It's hurting us. It's unnecessarily hurting us.
Hi, Charlie. Is it okay if I record this for myself? Okay.
Of course you can, yeah.
So, my name is Jacob Norwood. I'm a junior in high school, and I have a lot of friends who are born from illegal immigrants. And I was wondering if you agreed with the abolishment of the 14th Amendment, which allows birthright citizenship.
Yes, I do. I don't think it's going to hold up, but I do believe that the 14th Amendment was not intended for anchor babies, correct?
Well, I thought it was intended because people who would be brought over here during slavery, and then their children would then have birthright citizenship, and that was kind of the point.
Slaves were granted citizenship, though.
They were granted citizenship after they were brought here forcibly. And then
yeah, but then the kids of citizens are kids, though.
Are
citizens?
What is the difference in immigrants 100 years ago coming here and having children here, to immigrants coming here illegally now.
Well, slaves are a completely different moral category than someone who breaks into your country, right?
Okay, what about Chinese immigrants 100 years ago coming here illegally
I think it should have been wrong then and it's wrong now, for sure, both.
But then why would people
agree
with it?
It's been tried. I mean, we've tried to get rid of this for quite some time.
Why agree with it then, though? Like, what's changed?
What do you mean, why agree with it? What do you mean
What's
by that?
changed now?
Well, we're revisiting the actual text of the 14th Amendment. I mean, and nothing's necessarily changed except we think the interpretation has been wrong because it says all persons. It's not clear whether or not that means children of U.S. citizens or if it means a foreigner that just gets on a plane who's pregnant and their kid magically gets a U.S. birth certificate. We are one of the only countries in the industrialized world that has birthright citizenship, one of the few. And so, for example, there are tens of thousands of babies born every single year in America of women from China or from Vietnam that get pregnant in Vietnam and China. At about 7 months, they get on a plane, they land and have their baby in America, and that baby gets a U.S. citizenship. I think that's insane. I think it's crazy that you can get on a plane, be pregnant from another country and be a citizen from another country, come here, and then your kid all of a sudden becomes a U.S. citizen. It first of all cuts in line and it dilutes the meaning of U.S. citizenship.
I still don't agree with you, but I know there's not a way I can change your mind.
It's all good. Thank you.
I did actually, I have one more question my dad wanted me to ask you. He said, would you still be a white supremacist if you were in a more diverse work field?
So do you think I'm a white supremacist?
I have no idea if you're a white supremacist. My dad has watched a lot of you. He said if you weren't out here preaching hate and working on your three-pointers, do you think you would probably be better at that?
Yeah, I'm not even to justify. You should be ashamed of your father.
I'm definitely not. My father's an amazing man.
Yeah.
He cares about American citizens.
Your father
and all
peddles
of their rights.
Rocked, if you're asking if you can jump on a call, that was last night, not tonight. We will be doing that next week though, so subscribe if you want to jump on a call.
I'm not a white supremacist. Honestly, shame on him. For someone that runs an organization called Blexit, do you even know what Blexit is?
I do not.
It's literally, we employ 40 black Americans that work in Atlanta, Chicago, and Philadelphia trying to improve the well-being of inner-city black America. What has your father ever done for inner-city black America other than call me a white supremacist? And by the way, secondly, it's just so ridiculous. It's like, it's
black
somehow
people for your companies or whatever you do does not make you a white supremacist.
What is a white supremacist?
A white supremacist is somebody who takes advantage and believes that they are higher than everybody else.
Do I believe that?
I have no idea.
Okay, exactly. And so there's no evidence whatsoever, and yet people go around sloppily saying, you're a racist. Yes, hello, how are you?
Good morning, I'm good. How are you doing? Good. My first question relates with Donald Trump's morals and characters. Morals and character. Excuses are often made for him, but that has not been the case for most presidents. I'd like to discuss that with you. Donald Trump has continuously shown low morals and poor character, and I understand that you are a pretty strong evangelical Christian. Is that correct? And I don't think Donald Trump exemplifies strong Christianity. So I'd like to know what you think about that.
So, great question. So are you a Christian? I just want to know by what standard you're judging him.
I personally am not a Christian.
Okay, so that's interesting to me. Why do you then care about what Christians think of Trump if you yourself are not a Christian?
Well, I believe Christianity still does play a great role in this country.
Fair enough. No, I just want to know by what standard you're judging him.
Guys, if y'all disagree with
fine.
Charlie,
so
please let me know down below why.
When we're selecting a leader, all of us are sinners. All of us have problems. His character flaws are definitely public for those that can see it. I will say, though, that he has a lot of virtues. Would you say he has any virtues?
What basis are you saying? What virtues do you think he
courage.
possesses? Okay, courage. I think...
Like, if you and I got shot, how would we react?
Well, I don't know. I think that we're straying a little bit from the question.
No, but it's important, though. So what moral failures in particular do you think are disqualifying from a Christian standpoint for him to serve in office or gain support from Christians?
Well, I actually do have some things pulled up, and I did read some scripture in preparation as well. Would you mind if I provided some of that?
Sure. Give me one or two examples.
Yeah.
And as long as you're applying the standard consistently to, for example, King David, Samson, Daniel, Joseph, and many figures in the Bible who are considered to be virtuous and righteous, because we're all sinners, and you know that.
Sure.
But
yeah, absolutely.
Please give me some examples.
Yeah, well, I'd like to quote a couple pieces of scripture. First from
Michael said, "Oh, King said, I am just impressed with this young man. This thing, live streaming. Thank you. Michael Saad said, America does indeed have birthright citizenship. The 14th Amendment. Michael said, if Charlie's a true Christian, then he should have took of the Middle East. Jesus never walked North America. That's a crazy.
It says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, and to value others above yourself. But Trump has continuously put himself over American citizens.
Yeah, let me ask you a question on that. He's gotten poorer since he ran for office. He's lost his business empire. He's been impeached twice, indicted 4 times, facing 700 years in federal prison. How is that putting his own personal ambition first? He's facing life imprisonment, his business empire to be taken away from him. That's actually putting the country above himself, isn't it?
Well, yes, but what about him selling golden sneakers, selling branded Bibles, which he claims to be the only one he endorses, $100,000 watches?
So yeah, I mean, but selling products to try to pay for legal fees is probably understandable, right?
But
How much do you think he's spending in legal fees a month?
Isn't that telling that he's a 34-time convicted felon, though?
That's interesting. So do you think the standard of justice is equally applied of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, how many times has he been
Well, no, but look what you guys said about
hold on.
Hillary
That's
Clinton.
very important, though, because do you think that Donald Trump would be experiencing this kind of criminality against him if his name wasn't Trump?
Yes.
Really?
I do.
So then why is it that no one's ever been indicted for what he got convicted for ever before in New York history?
Isn't that a great question?
Yes.
Why hasn't he been indicted?
No. Why has no one else ever been indicted for what he was indicted for? They made up a crime, the first ever for Donald Trump.
I don't
So
know.
let me ask you, ask from a Christian perspective. We all fall short of the glory of God.
Thank you.
Correct.
Okay, amen. And throughout the Bible, people who are sinners, such
Michael, I'm not saying that Christianity didn't start throughout the Middle East, but Christians are called to make disciples of all nations. Your argument just doesn't stand and it doesn't make sense. Oh, bro, yo, weird text, bro. We literally had the exact same argument. Matthew 28:19, where Jesus instructed his disciples to go, therefore make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Let's go!
as I mentioned, King David, who did a lot worse things than Donald Trump.
Weird text,
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the story of King David. He literally not only committed adultery, he got the person he committed adultery with, Bathsheba's husband, sent him to the front of the line, got him murdered and killed so that he continued to commit adultery. Yet he was a man after God's own heart.
Sorry if
we
that was
have
loud,
Samson,
guys.
who literally, when God came upon Samson, he was in a bed with prostitutes and was in the Hall of Faith in the book of Hebrews. We are not electing Donald Trump as a pastor of this country. We're electing him as a president. And we also see what he does. And this is a very important moral question. Let's say I grant you that Donald Trump embodies some of the sins that you and I both don't like. Is it matter more of what he's done in his personal life? Or does it matter more, for example, when you invade a sovereign country like Iraq and commit war crimes against millions of people?
Well, Donald Trump has
No, I don't need a mod.
contrasted multiple
I appreciate it.
Christian values, but I don't.
Well, hold on, this is important.
Although, if y'all want to clip stuff, and send them to my email, which I will paste in the chat, y'all are more than welcome to do so. Seriously, that would be a huge help, because we're trying to grow as big as possible, as fast as possible, and carry on the legacy of Charlie Kirk. And seriously, y'all's help clipping and stuff and sharing them on social media, tagging us, emailing them to me, etc., that would be really big and really awesome. So here you go. Here's my email. So after you clip something, if you would post it on your social media, and then also email that to me so that we can get as much clips as possible. It would mean the world, and it would help us, really help us grow.
Ever heard the mainstream media or yourself come up and say, how could a Christian vote for George W. Bush? Have you ever heard that argument?
No, but...
Well, hold on. George W. Bush invaded a sovereign country under lies and pretenses, and thousands of American soldiers died, and hundreds of thousands have PTSD, and millions of people had their lives displaced. We never say that George W. Bush was a bad Christian. Yet Donald Trump was the one that didn't declare any new wars. Blessed are the peacemakers. Donald Trump was the one that fought for the unborn and got abortion, Roe versus Wade repealed, and we have abortion laws across the country that are pro-life. The point is that it's easy to nitpick at Donald Trump's personal life, but what he actually did to impact the country was far greater than other presidents that called themselves Christians in years past.
Okay. It still doesn't quite make sense why a Christian would vote for him, but I appreciate your input. I guess I put that very vaguely. I don't understand how Christians are okay with so much that he does, because he also refuses to accept responsibility and take accountability.
Well, but because we read the Bible, and the Bible is full of people that have very, very difficult, let's just say, colorful lives, and still are used for God's purpose. And and by the way, it's very easy to say, are you a sinner? You're not a Christian, but let's just say,
yes, I've sinned.
Yeah, we're all sinners. And so we look at Donald Trump and we say, wow, this is a guy who's obviously broken. We're all broken. And what do you do with your broken life? Do you just golf all the time and fly around the world and hope things get better? Or do you get in the arena and fight for the country to the extent of where you get shot, you're under assassination attempts over every day, and your business empire gets taken from you? That's incredible virtue that I'm going to teach my kids about and say, even if your back is against the wall, you keep on fighting. I think that's incredibly virtuous.
Okay. And I understand I'm not going to change your mind on this. So this is...
Hey guys, I'm going to read this. This is important to me. Hey Josh, hope you're doing well and blessed today. Respect to you, sister across the pond. You're doing fantastic. Thank you so much. I want you to know how much y'all support from other countries mean. I've got people in my comments supporting me from the UK, Australia, South Korea, Russia, India, first India today. It's so amazing. I hope you stick along. We're just carrying on Charlie's legacy, and we'll be praying for you too, because y'all's freedom of speech is being stripped, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong. Always correct me if y'all think I'm wrong, but we'll be praying for you as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So I respect that. Now, you mentioned children that you have, and raising them by morals. I mean, this is somebody who's running for the president of the United States. And as a matter of fact, traditional Christian theologian and philosopher Albert Schweitzer said that example is not the main thing in influencing others, it is the only thing. Now, the words of the president matter, and I understand you're raising 2 children. So
I'm gonna comment on both of these. So this one comment says people want the truth. I'm gonna share my my favorite quote. It's actually my bio. It's my favorite quote from Charlie Kirk. It's an amazing quote. I believe it's an amazing quote, at least. The quote is, the most important thing we can do is tell the truth boldly. That's Charlie Kirk for you. So that and this other comment says, start your own legacy. And I am New Zealand here. That's our first New Zealand. I appreciate all y'all's support. It does mean the world. Me and my partner were talking about you today. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm gonna screenshot this. That's so cool. I'm gonna put you in our community post. Sorry, now the screenshot's in the way. The true voice of Charlie. I know you're making him proud, and yes, you're absolutely right. Our freedom is being stripped. I'll be praying for you. I love that. That's one of the things that Charlie was also working on. Charlie was working on fighting for y'all's freedom as well. And like I said, since I am keeping his legacy alive, keeping what he stood for alive, you know what he stood for? He stood for truth, freedom, and God. That's what he stood for, and that's what we're gonna do, and that's what Americans Unfiltered is all about. And that's what Unfiltered with Josh is all about. And thank you so much for your support. It does mean the world.
Has been on track calling prisoners of war losers.
That truly makes all the haters that I've been getting in my comments and stuff. That just makes me feel so good that people do still have respect in their heart, and hold respect. What does freedom mean to you? I don't know if you're asking me. I hope you're asking me. Freedom means that I have the ability to say what I want, whether and for you to say what you want. Sign the petition to have Charlie Kirk added to the. That's pretty funny. That's anti-Semitic, I think. Not anti-Semitic. No, that's not the right word. But that's pretty funny, brother. That's pretty funny. Okay. We're gonna get back.
He lied to dodge.
He has never said that is not correct. That is a total lie, but that's fine. So.
lied to dodge the military.
That is also not correct, but fine.
Called citizens vermin.
Well, he called foreigners in the country that have broken into the country vermin.
Okay.
You know who he called vermin? He called the Venezuelan gang members that rape women vermin. Can we all agree that they're vermin? Everybody? Yeah. But that's fine. Just keep going. Yeah, I mean.
And his continuous bullying and name calling, I don't think that's a virtue you'd like to.
No, this is important. I want to say that. Okay, let's pretend all that's.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't answer the rest of your question. I forgot. This guy said, freedom in the United States means you can worship or not worship any God you like to love any person you like, and to watch any type of media. I don't disagree with that. Now, as a Christian, I disagree, but as having freedoms, I don't disagree. I think that's well put.
Right. Let's pretend that you weren't being fed misinformation. No, but I want to be clear. What is more virtuous? The guy that says stuff he shouldn't say, or the person that sends $200 billion on unnecessary war in Ukraine so 1 million people die? You have to choose. Which one would you rather have? Someone that talks sloppily, or someone that funds wars around the world?
Okay, I was in the middle of my question.
No. It's important though.
Ask your own though,
no, it's important because I wanted to hear from you though, because you obviously are not a supporter of Trump, and Trump is constantly under this attack that he's immoral and he's terrible. Yet we never judge the.
To me, it doesn't even really feel like he's all that gone, because I have thousands of hours of him. It's amazing.
The actions of our leaders who continue to have wars around the world where people die. Is that immoral to do?
It is immoral, but
I agree. So then why are we so fixated on the language of Trump and not on the actions of our current leaders?
First of all, our current leader, Biden, is not running for presidency this year.
Well, no, but the vice president is actually, and she's also in charge.
She is, but not in charge the same way Joe Biden is currently.
Well, Joe Biden's certainly not in charge, so who's running the government?
Who is running? What's your answer to
Guys,
that?
please don't forget
I don't know.
to subscribe.
We don't know
It
who's
helps
running the
us out
government, actually, and it's
immensely.
horrifying. I mean, Kamala Harris went to the Munich Security Conference and provoked Vladimir Putin to invade Ukraine. She was in charge of the border. She was the border czar. The point is this, is that you can look through Donald Trump's language. People say he lies. He actually exaggerates, and those are two different things. But Donald Trump doesn't get in trouble for his exaggerations. He gets in trouble for telling the truth. And I'll give you an example. He gets in trouble for all of a sudden saying, oh, wow, the border's wide open. You're not allowed to say that. You seem super happy. Have a great day. Thank you.
Difference between the left and the right. The left says we hate you, and the right says we love you.
I love you, Charlie!
Thank you, guys. No, but I want to try to find some common ground here and try to see where you could. Well, I'm not going to make an excuse for everything a human being has done that it's not myself.
Tell me how he lies.
But I will say that his track record of action has been very good for the country, and that is irrefutable.
Well, okay. May I finish?
In summary, yes, and then we'll get to another question.
Okay. So what I was going to say is, right now with Hurricane Helene and Milton, he is profusely lying and criticizing the Biden and Harris administration. But local officials.
How?
By saying he's siphoning money out for illegal immigrants.
No, that's totally true.
So that's not true. FEMA said it's not true.
You guys could hold on a second. FEMA literally says in their press release that they had a fund dedicated towards the southern border being a natural disaster, and they spent billions of dollars accommodating foreigners in this country with luxury.
Okay, this is one of my favorite viewers right now. He said, thank you for the prayers. We appreciate you. My partner says, thank you also. We will be on your journey with you the whole time, and hopefully your voice only reaches new heights by God's grace. Thank you so much. That really. What camera's on? Camera 2's on. Okay. Thank you so much. That really means the world. Just thank you. This guy said, I disagree with everything Charlie said and stood for. That's crazy. Trump himself calls Democrats demonic. I think there is some truth to be found in there. That's
hotels and interior flights. You can look at it yourself. FEMA gets money appropriated, and they decided to spend that money on the southern border and not on hurricane relief or tornado relief.
Okay.
That's a fact. And by the way, I'm not alone in that. A lot of senators agree. You could look it up yourself. I don't know, but see that's not a lie,
guys,
though.
Can y'all go? Can y'all go check out my new Jimmy Kimmel video? It is not getting a lot of good attention from the right. It's getting a lot of bad attention from the left, and it could really use y'all's support. It's about 3 minutes long, and I would be super, super, super happy if y'all would go do that and leave it a like, watch it all the way through. And leave a like and a positive comment. That would mean the world to me. Thank you.
You're accusing him of being a liar when he's telling the truth. You just made my point.
No, but you keep interrupting me. You're not letting me finish anything.
Because you're not. First of all, this is not your hour. This is my hour. You're asking me questions, right?
Yes.
Secondly,
but does that mean you get to respect me differently?
Well, I know I'm totally respecting you, but if you're saying something that's not true, I'm not going to waste our time on that.
Make
one final point, please, about Donald Trump's character.
Local government officials have commended the job that Biden and Harris have done in giving them the aid they need. But Trump, in his rallies, he is making up stories, and he is taking advantage of people when they are most vulnerable for political.
This is not true.
For political points.
Okay, why don't you go yourself to West North Carolina and tell me if it's going well? Okay, tell me if it's going well, because it's not actually. You could talk to local official after local official. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but please make one final point, and then we'll get to the next person.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me ask you a hypothetical. You're not a Trump guy, right?
Correct, but I also know I'm not changing your mind.
No, but I want to try to find morally where you're coming from. Would you rather have a president who sleeps around, exaggerates, and sells merchandise for himself, but we have no World War III and a good economy?
I think that's an exaggeration, exaggeration.
Well, hold on, one second. Or would you rather have a president that speaks crisply, and we have World War III and a wide open border and a terrible economy? You have to choose. Which would you have?
Well, I know I don't have time to answer this, but I'd actually...
It's an A or B choice.
Well, no, but I'd love to talk to you about it, because I don't think the economy would be terrible under Harris and Walz. I don't.
How's the economy right now?
Okay, so that's something I would love to talk to you if I had more time.
No, really quick. Is the economy good or bad right now?
Okay, so right now, from 2020 with global supply chain shortages...
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
This is the problem with college, is that they try to overly complicate the simple. Is the economy good or bad right now?
So,
exactly.
So, inflation right now?
It's horrible, actually.
Inflation right now is 2.4%, which is right on par with the other G7
Guys,
economies.
can you afford regular things that you want to afford? See, this is what I'm talking about, is that you got to get out of the clouds and listen to real people.
No, but that's...
80% of Americans say the economy is horrible. Why do they say that?
I mean, this is a nuanced answer. It would take nuance. And I want to ask you, what would Trump do to fix this economy? Because his tariff
exactly
plan
what he did for 4 years. Because the economy was great when Trump was president.
Yes,
drill, baby, drill, deregulate, cut taxes, empower entrepreneurs, and allow people to invest in America again. When Trump was president, the economy was objectively better. People remember it as better because it was better. The question is this: why do people think the economy is so bad right now?
So, because in 2020, global supply chain shortages, and after COVID, demand shot up, which put upwards pressure on prices. It caused inflation. That's an excuse to price gouge. Right now, inflation is down, but there has not been a price correction. Now, Trump's tariff... You seem like a nice, sweet person. You are so deceived. I got to get to the next question, which is that you did not answer the question. Most Americans think the economy is crummy. Most Americans think it was better under Trump. I'm going to trust the wisdom of everyday Americans, not the proven wrong academics that refuse to talk to real everyday people. So,
okay, everybody. I think that's all for tonight. I am tired. It takes a lot out of you. I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. I have a very long work day tomorrow. So I'm going to be closing out the stream, but before I do so, please pick up some I Am Charlie merchandise. Support his family. You can also go to TPUSA, see what kind of merchandise they have there. Obviously, mine is only pre-ordered right now because we want to get you the best quality possible. We don't yet have a manufacturer. We are working on that though. All proceeds go to the family, and yeah, and then I just wanted to say thank y'all so much for y'all's love and support. I know there's a lot of y'all that are first-time listeners, and y'all are loving it. And I know there's a lot of you that are, you've watched my stuff previously, and thank you. If you don't know, our mission here is to carry on the legacy and mission of Charlie Kirk, to stand what he stood for. So that's what our mission is here. I am Joshua. This has been Unfiltered. This has been America. God bless you too. And this has been Unfiltered with Josh, and I am exiting out.